People killing, people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning, where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love? The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love? What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like they ain't got no mamas. I think the whole world addicted to the drama, only attracted to think that will bring you trauma. The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love? The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love?
Cause when I grab the mic, I'll kill your dreams, and I know that you try so hard to tell me I'm not a part of life that you had. A psycho.
Oh, look at this.
Welcome everybody once again here live on the Connecting Esports channel. It's going to be none other than the TG Platinum League today, live brought to you by Connecting Esports here on Twitch Mixer as well as on YouTube, boys. And I'm going to be joined. You don't have to listen to me all evening, don't worry, boys. I'm going to be joined by two fellow lovely Connecting Esports members, and most of you know the big boy Volley Bear Daz. Welcome, my friend, as well as Corlux joining us first time here live on air.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
There we go. Both of them are here, and we got an exciting match coming up today. I'll quickly have a look at the current standings so you guys can see what is going on. It's the playoffs, of course. So as you can see, we're gonna be streaming mostly the Companions versus Wolves of Fate matchup. It's gonna be best of 3, and yeah, whoever advances will meet Team Foxes in the semifinals, as well as Prodigies waiting for Team XD and Gestalt Entity to finish their game later on today, to also have an opponent, and then after that, Team Foxes versus whoever whoever wins today, as well as Prodigies, whoever wins after, will be facing off in the finals, most likely, any of these 4 teams. So yeah, stay tuned throughout this week. It's playoffs week, all week, every day, one stream. Make sure to tune in, and thank you, Sherlock, as well, for posting everything. So yeah, I'll let you guys take over. Hopefully you did your research on the team. And let me go over to our lounge and then see if the players are ready while you guys introduce us to the team.
So we have Wolves of Fate versus the Companions. From what I'm hearing from my wonderful casting buddy Krolux, Wolves of Fate seem to be playing lots of spicy picks. What picks do you know of?
There, there's lots of them, honestly. I was talking to Sherlock, and the Nocturne pick is good. Sherlock doesn't want to play these standard top lane picks. He just wants to make the enemy top laner's life hell. So he expect to see some Nocturne, especially some Silas, and maybe a Pantheon as well, just a bit of flex pick. And other than that, really just watch out for that ADC, because Xayah, he's played 3 games of it so far, and he has looked very, very good on Xayah.
Xayah top lane?
No, Xayah ADC, the dense scale.
Alright, okay, alright. Just wanted to make sure there for a moment there. My heart like skipped a beat there, like Xayah.
I will love it.
So they're working on getting everybody into the lobby. I think Desi Boy, you are already in? No, you're not?
No, I am on my way.
Okay, and then Colax for you, yeah. Good story. I'll have to fix it for next game. But yeah, yeah, he's not as casted, that's why. Okay, make sure to join over to our social media as well. Like, all of our social links will be coming up on any of the screens soon. Can invite to lobby. Andy, why do you want to be in the lobby? Oh, thank you. Make sure you have the Twitch chat open, boys, because it's very active today. Mr. Followcasters, also thank you for the follow, Mr. ADC.
I always have my chat open. I'm ready to shout out everyone, man. Frisk, hello.
While I make sure that they can start already with the Pentacle draft, so let me just get that one ready for you, boys.
Alright, is the lobby's already open, right?
Yeah, the lobby's open.
I see.
Are you online? Oh yeah.
I am. I seek the invitation.
There we go.
I want to take a second here to shout out the Prodigies fanboys in the, or not fanboys, sorry, the team in the chat here. We've got Todd, the best support in the league, and we've got Cosmic Rebellion Summer. Yeah, he's in the chat as well. So shout out to them as well.
Yeah, and also real MVP coming through here with Tichy Todd subscribing to Connecting Esports. Boys, lads, welcome fans.
Oh, Avers here as well. Sorry, Avers. Yeah, he's an alright top laner, I guess. He's not that good.
Welp.
Yeah,
yeah, Jason.
I'll fix it. 1 second. Give me time to breathe. How are you? This happens every time, bro.
Because I'm never thought of. You know?
True.
Daz just wants to be included.
But you should be posting in roles.
Yeah, but I'm not. I do not have the power from Challenger mode.
Is
so
it X assign caster assign role? There we go. No, maybe moderator. It doesn't matter.
It's too late now, Jason. I have all the power.
Alex, your since you play in this league, I think that's gonna be a bigger issue. What is your It's just Qualax, right? On Challenger
Yeah.
mode.
I think so, yeah.
No special
Yeah,
characters.
yeah,
kind of
it
thing.
is. It is Cordux, yeah.
Wait, what is it? What's going on in Twitch chat? Somebody keep me up to date, boys.
We're having a Andy versus Frisk battle, you know,
Oh, so Andy's losing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Andy's flexing being D3 to Frisk, who doesn't play League anymore. And now Frisk is roasting him with Valorant. Hell yeah, that's content right
Yeah.
there.
Also, somebody tuning in from Mixer, welcome. How are you doing? Mixer, as well as on
Wow.
YouTube live streaming.
Wow. Imagine flexing the Valorant rank for a game which literally is unplayable right now.
Damn.
Okay, both of you guys should
Everyone's
be able to
attacking
join
my...
now. We'll give it
Okay.
another try.
Check here.
I require more invitations.
Still invalid for me.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, boys. For this game, we'll go with the old school Discord stream. boys.
Oh no. I mean,
That's okay.
yes, awesome content. Let's
Don't worry
go.
about it. We will fix it. There we go. Next time we'll fix it. Now, thank you so much for following. So, is that Waldo? No, it's Waldo. Damn. Nearly had a Waldo. Virtual draft is about to be ready. Then we can see what these guys have in mind for today's game. As I said, it's a best of 3, and then semifinals will be best of 5 as well as the finals, and also the TG Diamond playoffs also starting tomorrow. So don't miss out on that one, and make sure to cheer for your teams here, as we'll get betting open as always, and all
Maybe
of that
me
good stuff.
relocking helped.
No, we can try, but not quite sure. We'll figure it out. Don't worry, man.
No, sad life. Alright.
It's okay. Next time. What am I missing? I'm missing one more thing. Also, colleagues, is there a possibility for you to turn up your microphone a bit? Twitch chat says you're not
You
that
hear
loud.
me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just like turn it up a tiny bit.
Mute
The input on
settings.
Discord, that'd be lovely.
That's funny because a lot of people tell me that I'm too loud all the time, so that's nice.
I like loud.
How's that? Is that better?
That's
Twitch chat.
that is good. Thank you. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I'm looking for the logo of today. It's Wolves of Fate versus Companions, correcto? Correcto.
Yes, it is.
Where are they? Am I blind? Oh, there they are. I'm blind as fuck. Okay. Platinum League, and then it is Companions and
Wolves of
Fate.
Fate.
There you go. Just making sure that, because a lot of teams requested to update their logo, so making sure that that is happening. And
You gotta get those logos.
important.
Andy, I'm
Andy-
doing my best to make sure that happens, alright?
I've been pre-warned already.
What do you mean? You want?
about Daz's mic.
Yeah, I found like the perfect
Yeah,
compromise.
he cannot move. If there's move it, yeah, maybe you tell
Yeah.
the story. You go ahead.
I need to stay in a very specific position, otherwise my mic will go.
And with he actually means
Yeah, so after much training, I have now perfected the hold your head still while watching League of Legends.
perfect.
Nice.
Okay, we are ready for the virtual draft finally. Only took us an eternity to get there, boys. But the Companions, as well as Wolves of Fate, should be ready as well.
In the meantime, we actually have not talked that much of the Companions team. Do we know of any spicy players from them? Do they also have a top laner who just does not care about the meta, wants to play those bullies and just mess with one player?
Their top laners is interesting. It's not that he doesn't care about the meta; he just plays whatever the hell he wants. So far, he's played Shen, Darius, Fiora, Malphite, and Camille. But really, to watch out for is the mid and jungle. Especially Kane and Vlad. They've pulled out two games and pretty much stomped both those. So watch out for those. I'm actually expecting a Kane or a Vlad ban. Kane is a very, very strong jungler right now. In terms of their bot lane isn't much of a carry. They'll go for something more aggressive in lane normally, but really watch out for the mid and jungle matchup or duo, because that is where companions are going to win the game from if they do win.
So apparently they enjoy playing Kane. I'm unsure how much success they've been having with it, but I don't
It's
think it's actually a jungler they want to prioritize here.
I don't think so. I don't think they, from what I've seen, I don't think they even care about what the enemy team plays. I just think they're happy playing what they're comfortable on and know that they can perform on it. So,
Okay.
yeah, whenever I've seen them play, it just seems that they're happy with what they want and they'll do it no matter what the enemy team wants to do. But anyway, we are in the draft here. Companions are on blue side, Wheels of Fate are on red side.
Yep.
First ban Nautilus.
Targeting away
Wow.
the bullies with the hard CC. Anything with roaming where weird jungle paths are just being banned away right from the start. No
Yeah,
one likes to play around Zac, so just ban that away.
this is going very fast already. The Nautilus Caitlyn banning out two very, very strong bot laners from the companions. They're again concerned about Wolves of Fate bot lane. Not banning out the Xayah, which is interesting, but on the flip side, Wolves of Fate have banned out the Lux and the Zac. And Cassiopeia, that's something I did expect to come out from companions. Very, very strong mid laner. And the Vigar on the flip side here, 3 or 6 bans I didn't really expect too much, but
There is
eh,
so much open here for
yeah,
companions to go.
a lot of strong picks here. A lot of strong picks.
It seems that they just mostly prioritized target picks, target bans with the
Mhm.
Caitlyn and Lux, with
And
Yumi being picked up.
and
Pretty
there's
free.
the Yumi.
Yeah.
So Wills of Fate, yeah. So I'm expecting that not to be a Maokai Senna. That is a Maokai Senna bot lane right there. Fasting Senna. So Maokai is going to be looking to get all the farm in lane, and Senna is going to be looking to scale up late game. So there's some really good late game scaling there, as well as Maokai once he gets his once he gets like 2 items, he is just unkillable here. It's ridiculous, actually. It's a stupid, stupid champion.
Yeah.
I really hate it. But on the flip side here, like Yumi, not the strongest laner, doesn't really go aggressive, so that's why the Maokai can pull out. But I'd say that companions should be looking to pull out some kind of late game carry here. They do for the Darius. Okay, blind picking Darius is a very interesting one. I do know that Sherlock has a counter for the Darius. He didn't tell me what it was, but he told me that they did tell me that it was spicy. So expect a prepared Darius counter anyway.
All right. So with the Maokai being picked up, that will be a flex pick.
Microphone.
With
I will take over until there's his microphone. This is what happens, by the way. That was the story he was telling. If he moves his head only slightly, microphone goes into oblivion. But don't worry. So yeah, you were saying, Mr. Quillox?
So the Vayne pick's actually really good here because of the true damage passive on the W. It means that the Maokai, even though it gets tanky, will you can manage to deal with it with the Vayne. It could be a flex, but I don't. Seeing the Senna picked up, I do not think that's going to be a flex. Or the Maokai, I think that's their bot lane secured. And picking the Graves as well, really strong jungler right now. The two or three strongest junglers right now would be Kane, Graves, and Trundle. So they're picking that up early. Just a real good power farmer, really good for ganks. However, what was if are lacking right now is some kind of engage or strong engage. The Maokai is okay at it, but they need a lot more coming out from them here as we head into the second ban phase.
now that there's going to be target banning the jungler, the Kane's gone now, which is a pretty good response towards the
Yeah.
Graves and Maokai. Companions seem to be really behind in this draft, blind picking the Darius into this comp, assuming too much of the Maokai being solely played in the top lane, not realizing it's still a champion that can be flexed. They leave the Graves open, which is basically pick or ban, and they will respond with a mid ban. They want to ban out the Syndra, they respond with Ivern, basically a really oppressive jungler for Team Wolf.
Mm-hmm. And like picking up on that, companions have like after the first 3 picks have almost lost this draft. They've given up a top lane counter pick as well as giving them essentially a mid lane counter pick as well. And all Wolves of Fate have taken from that is a scaling bot laner with the Maokai, which I think is one of the strongest champions in the game right now. So all Wolves of Fate have to do is just pick really solid lane or solo lanes here, and you got the late game scaling with the Senna that is just going to one shot the Vayne or the Yumi, and Darius doesn't even touch Senna in this game. And going for the Galio mid, I don't know why that would be a straight up ban. Maybe okay, well I think it might be a Galio support ban. They must think that this Maokai is going top. I don't think they've done enough googling of u.gg. Or even looking at team calls, because that is definitely a Senna Maokai bot lane.
While the Galio is not necessarily the perfect ban here, I do understand the reasonings behind it. The Team Wolf do pick up the Trundle in response towards the ban.
That's just GG. That's just GG now. So that Trundle, I think, I'm pretty sure is going to go top against the Darius.
Yeah.
So even if Darius goes in level 6 with a big power spike, like Trundle just ults the Darius and kills him. I don't really see what companions do here. Wolves of Fate probably for the last pick could look for some kind of like better engaged jungler or mid laner, but at this point here, in straight up team fights, as long as Wolves of Fate don't die early, they're fine. We see the Jarvan picked up really aggressive jungler. Jarvan can normally be seen into the Graves, because Graves does require level 3 to be more relevant in ganks and to get get an item, get his jungle item. Whereas Jarvan is available level 2 with the EQ combo. You can gank any lane, and the Ziggs final pick mid. I think that's a solid, blind pick. Ziggs there, really safe laner, farm up really good late game damage. And seems to be going with the Rumble Hover. Maybe they have played Rumble before in the mid lane. I think that they would be looking to go for the Cass. However, the Cass is banned, so it'll be interesting to see what they actually go for in the end here. I think Yasuo is not going to be the pick. Annie, oh, I mean, there we go. So there's the drafts. We have a Trundle top, I'm assuming, into Darius. We have a Graves into Jarvan jungle, Annie into Ziggs mid lane, and a Senna Maokai into a Vayne Yumi.
Damn, we're just slaving away in this mid lane with the Annie Ziggs picks here.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I like the picks because neither lane or neither of them want to actually do much early game, which means that it opens up the Trundle or the Graves to actually like affect those side lanes. And yeah, I mean, both top and bot lane for Wolves of Fate, I think, do win the 1v or the 2v2 or the 3v3. So I think that's actually a really solid pick, not worrying about the Ziggs and bringing him, or not letting him actually be part of fights until later on in the game, whenever the Annie skills as well.
Just a quick, excuse me, a quick information here. Betting has been opened. If you're not quite sure how to do that, yeah, thank you, Titchy. I already saw that. Yeah, if you're not quite sure how betting is working, just have a look at Twitch chat right now. SteamUps is going to post how the exact commands will be working. But yeah, basically anything between 10 and 10,000 points can be betted on each side. So now that you know what the drafts are looking like, you have an idea of what is going on, who's going where. You can like say, hey, I favorite companions because they drafted areas, or like, hey, I favorite Wolves of Fate because they drafted Bundle, or you can just be a fanboy and don't care about draft at all and just bet on whoever you want. Yeah, we have a schedule, sorry, a leaderboard actually, so if you do exclamation mark top, you can have a look at who's on the top. If you make it into top 10, congratulations. You get points by watching, subscribing, following our channel, and of course betting successfully on the right outcome of each game. So just do exclamation mark bet, then the color of which team you prefer, blue for companion, red for Wolves of Fate, and anything between 10 and 10,000 will work. And now, good luck, boys, in the game, as well as Daz and Quillex taking over.
Thank you, Jason. That there, yeah, so I'm actually mistaken. I don't think that is not the Graves jungle. That is actually the Trundle jungle. I'm not too sure about that. I would certainly prefer the Trundle into the Darius than the Graves, but maybe Sherlock's just looking again to kind of cause his laner hell rather than actually maybe looking for specifically great team comp. But Graves Trundle, both top 3 junglers in my opinion right now, so having either in the jungle I think is a really good pickup for Wolves of Fate.
I believe they ended up flexing the champs around due to the matchups that they faced. Seeing that the Jarvan was being picked into the Graves, you don't want to really see too much skirmishes compared to having the Trundle into the jungle, which will give a lot of problems for this Jarvan and everyone else in their lanes due to the Graves having a much safer, risk-free top lane than Trundle. The Trundle would have more rewards in the top lane if he puts the Darius behind, but there's just too much risk for that to happen.
True, true. I'm seeing here that I don't think Trundle will really want to do anything mid. Graves or Ziggs just plays far too passive and back in the lane to actually do anything. There's no real hard CC apart from coming from the Annie, but Annie would need to flash ult in, and certainly until Annie gets the Luden's Echo and maybe depending on the second item, really won't do much to the Ziggs. It'll be interesting to see what they go for summoner spell wise and runes. I'm expecting potentially a cleanse from the Ziggs or the Vayne, simply because of the huge amount of CC coming from Annie, Senna, and Maokai. On the flip side, Annie, probably she's looking for maybe electrocute if she's going aggressive, or potentially summon or arcane comet, not summon Airy. That'll be very weird. And then Senna, Maokai, just standard like Grasp of the Undying and whatever you call the thing that slows. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I also don't know what you're referring to, but I'm actually really worried for the mid lane matchups. The Ziggs does have a safe laning phase, which is why he was ultimately blind picked. He has the wave clear. He has what he needs to slow the game down for the winning condition of the Vayne and Darius with the Yuumi, of course. Yuumi enables these picks to pop off a lot safer than without a Yuumi. But the problem with this mid lane matchup with the Ziggs and Annie, the Annie will have an easy time zoning the Ziggs, especially early levels. And due to these two champions being very immobile, squishy mages, they will be the main focus of each jungler, which will ultimately come out in Team Wolf's favor due to the Trundle matchup being better for them. They have the CC, they have the point and click, Annie doesn't really have anything to mess up. So it has to be a really safe mid lane for team companions.
But the thing I like about Platinum League is that it's platinum. And
I'm aware.
And just as everyone can have good plays, everyone can mess up. And I'm really interested to see. I think that the winner of this game will be the ones that can take advantage of mistakes. Because I think here it's two relatively okay drafts. I think that Wolves of Fate won the draft overall, but just because of the champions right now in the meta and what's strongest. But on the flip side, Vayne Yuumi, if Yuumi can just keep that Vayne alive and to kill either the Trundle or the Maokai, they win fights.
I know what you mean here. I'm actually under the impression that Companion won the draft, but due to the difficulty of pulling out their win condition, that Team Wolves will just have an easier time shutting this game down. Especially with the Annie being picked up, it's a really easy way to shut down that Vayne. No matter at what stage of the game they are, if she has a Yuumi or doesn't have a Yuumi, Annie will have that point and click stun with the followed up one shot with the Tibbers. And that's just something she has to play correctly around. If she fails to play around this, then they're just going to lose the whole fight and the game will go over to Team Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it definitely comes down to just being able to execute. I think a big thing in Platinum is ease of execution over essentially better comps. And the Annie here, all she has to do is land that flash ultimate on the Vayne. Vayne has such low health that Vayne will just die. I think no matter how much shielding or healing the Yuumi wants to give. We see here though the Vayne has gone cleanse, definitely appreciating that there's a ton of CC. Although what I do like from Wolves of Fate, and it really goes back to them loving like those global champions. They've got 3 TPs on their team, 3 TPs, and on the flip. Oh, Darius has gone Ghost. Typically, you see Ghost Darius and solo queue if they don't want to team fight and they actually want to split push here. But I would say that companions want to team fight more than split push. I don't know. I mean, certainly Graves is better better wave clear than the Darius early, and I don't think Darius would be able to match either the Annie or the Graves in the side lane. Maybe later on, but it'd be very difficult.
Yeah. So on top of what you were saying, with the Vayne choosing to take cleanse, with the Annie's pressure into this game, we do want to talk about her opting for the Predator, giving up the lane pressures, seeing how she doesn't really need it as much. She doesn't need electrocute. She has enough burst for the Ziggs. She has enough burst in her kit. Doesn't have to worry about anything for the whole game. And instead is going for that extra burst of movement speed to get on top of those immobile targets.
What that tells me as well is that Annie sees this going to be a farm lane, and what she plans on doing is pushing out the lane and then moving top or bot lane to help the Trundle. Because of that Predator, she will move down. She'll move down faster than the Trundle, and if she can get down there earlier, Ziggs does have the semi-global ultimate, but really that isn't going to be doing much until 2.5 items. So if Annie can move out of lane with that Predator, it's really going to make this game difficult for companions.
Yeah.
I do like it though.
Just one last thing here before the betting is gonna close. Just make sure to get your bets in. Daz, I'm actually gonna let you command my bet, and then Colex, you get the shot at the next game to command my bets. Okay? So
Okay.
anything between 10 and 10,000, and the side you can choose.
Just bet for Team Wolves. I mean, they have the Annie.
So red side, and then what's the amount? Fast before it closes. Anything between
Everything. Trust in
Everything.
Das.
Okay.
Trust in Das.
Bet red all, 10k
Trust
on
in
red. If I lose now, then sleeping will be on the top again, and I will hate you for lifetime. But don't worry, boys. Colex, your chance will be the next game. Okay?
Yeah, no worries. I would also bet on Wolves here. I think this is their game to lose. I think although both drafts are relatively even, I'd say that just knowing how Wolves play, seeing their runes and summoner choices, that there's just slightly too much for the companions to deal with them in late game. But anyway, so someone has got a toaster, but we're in the game now. Brilliant. And be interesting to see what they do level 1. I don't think either team has a great level 1. Maybe a better one coming from the Wolves. But it'll be interesting to see how they fan out here. They don't seem to want to spawn.
Nope, they're busy making that crispy toast, man.
Yeah. Maybe they're chatting about what they want to do, but no, here we go now. They're spawning now, which is good. I love that God King Darius skin. By the way, love that skin. And we got Snow Day Graves coming out. Don't know what the map cut. Oh.
Well,
no.
now we know who has the toaster.
Yep. Okay. Brilliant. We've got some connection issues already. It wouldn't be Platinum League without some quick connection issues.
Exactly.
Anyone
And-
remember the command to zoom out? I forgot. It's something Control Shift F or.
I do not
forgetting
know.
it all the time. No, Alt Control. Oh my god. Oh, it's right. Never mind. I found it.
Great. Good job.
Do we
Alright.
know? Do we know what the current or what the Twitch chat have bet for this game?
I can
Um,
give you the standings on what is the percentage of the bets.
It
but
appears
Yeah, give
relatively.
us that.
It's 28% in favor of blue and 71% in favor of the red side. So also Twitch chat is
okay.
thinking
Yeah.
that companions will not have the easiest time here, and Wolves of Fate have indeed a better draft to win this game.
I just want to point out this time to Flame Sleeping, seeing as I know that he betted for the blue team, knowing how the betting system works, wanting to maximize out on those points by betting for the least likely team and then profiting on the likelihood of their success. I see what you're doing, Sleeping. Stop investing, huh? Go back to gold.
Ooh. He's saying Ziggs is too good a pick. Okay. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree that the Ziggs is a good pick here. You can't reach him. But on the flip side,
It's plat.
it's plat. And plat means that is basically Challenger NA, which means that this is LCS.
The game will finally be starting, and we can now talk about more important things, such as you saying God King Darius is the better skin. What is wrong with you?
No, I didn't say it's better skin. I just really enjoy that skin. I'm a big Garen fan myself. Garen, like Darius is a little bit more difficult. I'm a jungler, you know. I just want something nice and easy, Sejuani. I give it to me every time. Whereas Garen's nice and simple. Like just silence someone, spin on them, and then kill them. Boom. We see Wolves here coming out with a really standard fanning out here. We are like I do enjoy this where he said the jungler mid to watch in case any like level 1 shenanigans going through mid bush. It also means that they can't tell where the jungler is actually going to start. But you see they're moving towards the bot side here. They must have seen that the Jarvan backed, so they're looking for some deep wards on the Ziggs. Now Jarvan there, I can't see. Yeah, he's picked up the red ward, so that's a really good trick the junglers do, is that they'll walk up, they will get some early vision in the river in the pixel bush, and then they will back and get a red ward. And what that does is that by the time they maybe go to the other side of the map, they can clear vision, and they also got some wards down already. So that's like some 200 IQ jungler plays right there.
And with that being said, the game will begin with pretty standard rotations. Jarvan will immediately take out that ward, knowing it was planted there earlier, and will now be a mystery for Team Wolf.
I see there that Jarvan does have the slight farm advantage now, taking out that ward. So I'd say that there's a 10 or a 30 gold lead. No, never mind. We've got some. Senna hasn't, or Maokai does have a farm lead over the Vayne, which is interesting here. We've got a small CS lead in the top lane of 2, and the Trundle is. It has a current CS lead. However, both junglers are going for a standard path where they're going for a buff Gromp buff, which gets them level 3 the fastest, and they'll be looking to get onto the map as soon as possible here.
These junglers will be playing around the mid-top side of this game due to the likeliness of bot lane just being a boring farm lane. You see the Maokai, you have a Yuumi, no one's really going to kill anyone there. All the focus will be with the Darius and the immobile mid. And both junglers arrive to the scene.
The problem is, though, they have turned it around. I thought that the Trundle's going to Jarvan could finish off here if Trundle cleans it up, though. Damn. Okay, Trundle with 2 kills early is huge. Like that Trundle is going to be annoying and really puts the Jarvan behind here. That Trundle will be able to push out topside jungle, will get level 4 off that, and also be able to take a free Scuttle Crab on the top side. See Jarvan, who's probably just going to path straight towards bot side Scuttle Crab anyway, knowing that the Trundle is still top in, so I think that's pretty safe for him to get there. But a huge win for Wills of Fate early there, which honestly could decide the game.
I just saw weird uses of flash from like the Jarvan and Darius, and that like immediately threw away the fight. Like, ugh.
Yeah, like I mean, they did nearly turn out, to be fair, but certainly whenever I saw them go in for it, I did think that they would be that they would win the Trundle would win the fight. However, any Ziggs or Ziggs is pretty much
Yep.
Ziggs used flash. Trundle's just going to run down here. He will know that the Jarvan's here. So I don't think he can get the kill here. He will just back off. Jarvan didn't opt to go for the Scuttle Crab though, probably because bot lane's just too far pushed in, which does mean that Trundle just gets two free Scuttle Crabs. Double kill for Trundle and 2 Scuttle Crabs is huge pressure early here, and certainly something that Cedric is going to want to take advantage of moving further into the game.
Yeah, now the problem with him not going toward the Scuttle Crab is him just not having those lane priorities that he needs. You know that the Maokai and Senna are going to be perma-shoving that bot lane, but Senna wants to scale as fast as she can with those souls and the Grasp rune that she did take.
I mean, this is just a big feels bad for Jarvan here. I really do like that Graves flex pick more and more now, because it means that that's 3 lanes that the Jarvan that's losing, and Jarvan really wants to gank a winning lane, and all this really is going to be is that Jarvan jumps in, and if he can't get those kills, he's just going to die, and he's just going to give kill after kill after kill to the enemy team until something happens. Annie's got Hex Flash, which is interesting. Ziggs just going to bounce her away, though. Ziggs has no concern whatsoever.
Oh, that actually worries me the way she's playing. Oh no.
Very,
I might have just wasted Jason's points.
Very, very aggressive plays come from the Annie. We do see, although even though the Wolves did get a double kill on the top side, Graves is behind CS by about 13 here. Jarvan has caught up the jungle again on CS and made it slightly ahead, with bot lane going relatively even, if not the Vayne slightly ahead.
Trundle is now going to start the dragon because of his huge lead and the lanes that he has. So this will most likely be a free dragon, since they also lack the vision or the means to answer this dragon take.
There's no way that the companions can match this. He wouldn't have seen Jarvan topside, but he does have good deep vision at Jarvan's wolves. He's going to see Jarvan come up about now here, but they have the pressure in mid and the pressure in bot. There's no way the companions can match this here. Jarvan should just go to try farm.
And with that, the cloud is being taken. We see that the next dragon will be ocean, so we know this is going to be either an earth or fire soul game.
This is kind of like a savior for the companions, because Cloud isn't the best Drake to get early. It's not horrendous, like it's extra stats, but it's not great. So it just means that Trundle gets a little bit more movement speed, and ult cooldown, but realistically don't really do much for them. You see the Jarvan coming in bot lane here, and our bot lane do still have flashes. They could be looking to turn here. The Jarvan is going very low. Trundle's here, and we're looking for a TP from the Graves as well. Jarvan has slain the Maokai, but Trundle has come in, and Senna will just clear up the Jarvan, and it seems to be an even trade overall here. Probably a bonus for the wolves, or for the companions, as they didn't have to burn any summoners from the top side of the map.
So Team Wolves do come out in favor from that team fight, but however, it does not look as bad as it seems. Darius will have the pressure with the Graves, kind of wasting his TP there due to everyone basically already dying or escaping about the time he arrives. So the Darius will get the free shove in, he'll get the pressure that he needs to try and take back the lane. And the Vayne actually does survive, and she does take the assist to continue scaling.
But the problem is that Senna took the kill, and Ziggs nearly killing Annie in mid lane. Interesting. Annie was very aggressive early, and even rushed the Dark Seal. I don't play Annie, nor do I play mid, but that seems to be a very aggressive play. Both mid laners actually having Dark Seal. Vayne getting some nice poke off on the Maokai there, but Maokai is just far too tanky to actually kill, especially when Vayne only has a Doran shield.
Jarvan is camping the wrong lane here. He needs to pull his attention towards the Graves, who will try to perma-push the top lane, and the Annie, who is still flashless, still immobile, still a free target for the Jarvan to take, but he's just not looking for her right now.
Yeah, Jarvan's focus is all over the place here. To be fair, he can't really do much about it. He has 3 lanes that he has to try to win, and he's currently 1-2-1 and going for tank Jarvan. So even then, there's no damage coming from his laners or him. That's why Trundle can just walk up and not be too concerned. Although they are going in the Graves not respecting the Jarvan or the Darius at all, and now the Trundle's probably going to die from this here. Although Annie's come up, Annie doesn't have a stun yet. It is coming up, no ultimate either.
That Darius wanted to get those resets, but will be zoned away. Ziggs picking up free kill.
Ziggs got a free kill on Annie as well, and the Trundle's now trapped as well. This has gone horrendous for the Wolves of Fate. All stemming from Graves not respecting the top jungle duo, coming from the companions, and that is the Jarvan back into the game. That is the Darius certainly getting a massive lead, and the Ziggs now is just going to be able to poke out at Annie even more, especially with those 4 stacks in the Dark Seal. Although we do see an even goal, or it is even gold at 10 minutes here.
The importance is who that gold is on. The problem is the Ziggs is now going to pop off. He is fed. He is closing in onto that Luden's purchase. And with that added wave clear and just poke, the enemy cannot handle whatsoever. It's just going to lead to a very slow, painful defeat for Wolves if they don't manage to stop this now.
Yeah, and going back to what Sleeping said in the Twitch chat, no one is going to be able to get onto that Ziggs. The one thing Wolves had to do was not let the Ziggs get ahead, and albeit is behind in CS, those 2 kills are going to be huge. We do see Annie coming down here, hasn't popped the Predator, but does have the ult and the stun. Maokai is going to follow up there, is going to get the Vayne. Vayne does not have cleanse because he's done the Annie. That's a double kill coming through for the Wolves.
Oh, the Ziggs value!
Ziggs, Jarvan's trying his best, but he's gone for Cinderhulk Jarvan. He doesn't do any damage. He can't stay alive, and that's going to be an easy transition for Wolves into a second Drake.
That is so. There's the catch-up that Wolves needed. The Ziggs baited the Jarvan into that fight, seeing the good Ziggs ultimate, wanting to react as any person would, seeing the pop out of the Ziggs. But that just ends up into his own death. The Ziggs will be forced away, too low to do anything about this Dragon and bot turret being taken. And so much will be going towards Wolves now.
A big thing there is that the bot turret was taken at 11.5 minutes. That should not be happening as a Senna Maokai lane. A Senna Maokai, you just want to sit back and farm and scale up the Senna. But right now, she's already got her Frozen Mallet, and she's still stacking up souls. And the Maokai's already got the Bramble Vest and the Balmy Cinder. The Vayne is not killing that Maokai anytime soon.
Yeah, the Vayne is struggling to scale into this matchup, and the problem is that the Senna Maokai is just going to have so much lane priority in the early level, so that just allows them to whittle away at that turret, and with no one to answer them, they just take it really early, especially with no turret defenses added into the pot towers.
So that was bad decision making coming from the Wolves of Fate here. They should have taken that Drake. Instead, they decided to reset. I mean, it is only an Ocean. Like, one Ocean Drake isn't going to be the game changer, but certainly they should have taken those free stats after winning such a heavy fight in bot lane. I think that's a big mistake coming from the Wolves.
I actually just assumed they took it. I don't even know why they gave it away.
Yeah, I was really confused when I saw the blue team took it. Okay, interesting. But anyway, it is a 3k gold lead coming in favor of the Wolves. The Trundle is super far
thank
ahead.
God. Okay, he finally realizes the Jarvan is bot, so he takes the Herald. Free money.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, the Jarvan's really going to struggle here. Both junglers have finished off their jungle items. Jarvan maybe looking for Merc trades, maybe. But Graves is not coming to help, and Annie is not going to help either. They do need them here. Trundle uses ultimate on the Darius. Darius just dies here. That's the power of Trundle there. Is that whenever you use Trundle ult on any tanky target, they just die right away, especially if you've got good damage dealers near you. You see here, our companions are still trying to force fights here. They can. The Ziggs is super strong, especially with that Luden's Echo. All the while, the companions' bot lane is getting hard pushed in, and no response whatsoever.
It's plat, I guess. I don't know. People just want to fight, so weird fights happen in the Rift Herald while this bot lane continues to be ignored. Senna is going to start prioritizing the second tower to just push it down.
I'd like to see how many souls Senna is on, Jason, if you can hear us. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get into the lobby here. But if Senna is currently on 54 souls at 14 minutes, that is going to be very difficult.
That's a lot, right?
That's a lot of souls.
Okay.
ADC Senna, before they nerfed it, would be happy with 54 souls at 14 minutes. So Denscale is playing this lane really well. Senna Maokai really coming out as the best, as the better of the two lanes here. Where Senna has finished her first item and got boots, Vayne has just finished the Bilgewater Cutlass and got 2 daggers. Jason, can we see the gold lead as well? Thank you very much. You see that the Senna has got 800 gold lead on the Vayne. The Maokai and Senna hasn't been farming. The Maokai is stupidly far ahead, and we see the Yumi or the Vayne nearly getting popped there, having to use the cleanse. But now the rest of Wills of Fate are coming. Badly placed Trundle Pillar will get the Vayne out, no problem, and they're just going to back off. But yeah, that's a lot. Yumi Ultimate and Cleanse used on the team of companions, so Wheels of Fate should just be looking for a fight in mid here, looking to force.
They finally decide to swap the positions of the Senna and Maokai. They'll now be struggling and focusing down that mid lane tower, which is rather questionable because of the Ziggs, but it seems that they're going to respond with their own Vayne Yumi handling the mid lane. So we'll just have to see what comes down in the mid lane as fights will occur.
See a fight happen in the top lane. I don't know if Graves wins this. Graves just dies now. Graves has not built any armor whatsoever. The bleed will take Graves down, and I think at this point here, Darius just completely destroys the Graves and top side. However, it means nothing because whilst Darius is getting top lane turret, there's a Rift Herald pot. I'm going to hit first turret, and if they should be looking to get a second charge here, I think they do. No, maybe not. Okay, minions
for the win!
Oh, minions. They don't get it, but that's certainly not worth a kill on the 0-3 Graves compared to mid lane turret is not worth. And companions really need to look to get this Darius into a fight because right now Ziggs cannot win these fights by himself.
We are seeing a problem here taking place. This is, I believe, the second time the Graves was basically solo killed in the top lane.
Yeah, this is a struggle for Sherlock. Big struggle. But ultimately, Sherlock should just know that right now all he has to do is keep the Darius away from the team fights. And Darius has not helped himself going for the Ghost over the TP. We see here that even though Graves is top, he does have TP. Darius did back, so Darius will be down there for a team fight. And I don't think that they can burst this Drake fast enough. And a lot of Ziggs poke. Annie is going to run forward with Predator, is going to land an ultimate on the Vayne. Vayne is basically dead. Yumi said goodbye to Vayne, knows that she's dead as well.
Well, now Dragons is right there for the taking. The Ziggs ultimate was used. Vayne dead. Yumi basically useless right now with the ultimate being gone, so they have very little to force their way into this Dragon Pit. All they can really hope for is a steal if the Jarvan plays his cards right.
The Jarvan is looking for a steal though, although it's far too late and Jarvan has just killed himself. That's the problem with Jarvan, is that once you go in, you don't get back out.
I don't think that was the right decision though to int for the Dragon Steal.
I think, yeah, it wasn't a good decision, but at the same time, I think that a Jarvan has to go for it. Whenever you have lanes that aren't necessarily hard winning and no real follow up for your lanes yet, he needed to go for it, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. One thing we have seen though is that Wolves haven't really punished as much as they could have here. Wolves should be on 3 Drakes looking to secure a soul, but are currently only on 2. So I think that maybe the Jarvan got cocky trying to catch them out again.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here trying to think, what can companions do to answer this Senna split? They have the pressure of the Senna to just keep pushing down the lane.
What they should be doing so far is trying to get the Vayne going. Vayne currently has a level deficit, and Yumi even 2 levels. They should just be giving all the farms to the Vayne. Let the Ziggs go into a side lane and push that out. Ziggs does have TP, whereas the Vayne doesn't. And their companions do need the Vayne in fights. Trundle looking to start the Herald. I don't think he has time. He's only got another 20 seconds to do it. But if he does, fair play to him.
They are continuing to concede more and more objectives over for Team Wolf, which is not what they want to see. If they keep getting all these free resources, they will be able to shut down the game before companions have a chance to catch up.
They should do, yeah. What Wolves should be looking to do is just force everything now. There isn't. I don't think Wolves lose a team fight. They have to really hard like get outplayed. Jarvan here is going for the stone plate, looking for some kind of tanky stats. At this point here, Jarvan should maybe just be looking for damage because he goes in and he just dies. There's no winning. Jarvan looking for poke on the Annie. Good idea. He didn't go in there. He would be dead again. Looking at the mid lane here, Ziggs is still ahead. Ziggs is looking to build the Lich Bane now. Annie could be building anything at this point. Vayne at 20 minutes still doesn't have her first item, which feels really bad. Looking at a 403 Senna who has, I'm assuming will have 70 stacks at this point.
Oh,
And
there's the Annie's jump.
And that is exactly what all Annie has to do this game.
Yeah.
If Annie does that this game, it's won. And we see there that Vayne just popped. But on the plus side for companions, Vayne did get her first item at 21 minutes.
That's not fast enough for her though. She will require 2 or 3 items in order to come online. The Bork being rushed here will no longer do that much due to the nature of it being an aggressive early item. You want to rush it and have it for the laning phase, and the fight will be up. Graves
Dies. Interesting. The Annie could be dead as well here, and the Darius is really doing damage at this point. So this was the win condition for the companions here. Get that Darius going. Make sure that he can survive like the onslaught of fights to begin with, and you see there that the 2 of the most fed people on the Wolves team couldn't even take him out.
Darius is the savior of this team.
And Darius is not dying. He's got the Black Cleaver and the Phantom Dancer, and will now just be looking to go straight like full tank after this point.
Yep, the Darius will just continue to build those bruiser items, just becoming a huge problem that Wolves just don't have an answer for right now. They only have these slow aggressions with the Senna and the Maokai. They can't really force anything onto this Darius. He has the Ghost, he has the Phantom Dancer, he has a lot of pressure and just speed that just can't be matched right now.
So going back to Wolves not being proactive enough and not forcing enough, we see the Drake coming up in 20 seconds, and they have all right vision, but they don't know where. They know the Darius is top, but they've just allowed the Vayne to back to get the recurve bow. It won't be that much damage, but it's some extra damage here. They are moving up.
Ziggs just casually frontlining.
The Graves could be caught out here, but Senna is healing so much already that Graves can't get caught out. Like, they don't have vision of the Jarvan. They are pulling out on the top side of the map. The Darius is back and is moving up now. They need to look for a fight or burst this streak down, because
they
Darius
need to give this dragon.
It's going to be an annoying fight knowing the Darius is there. I don't think they have vision on him either, which is big for the Darius. Although he can't look to get into the pit. He doesn't have flash.
Ooh, they stole it.
Oh, what? Soul is not
Darius
secure.
is behind there too, getting ready to get in, but he has no ghost, so he's not really able to go into that fight after all. They're just going to die for this dragon steal, which is again not what they want. The relevancy of like these dragons before you get the soul is completely pointless. So if they continue to make these mistakes and fall further behind, then Wolves are just going to be able to close out this game before this win condition. They should have been looking for trading towers. They have the fed Ziggs with Lich Bane for some reason. So they have the power to just one-shot those turrets if they choose so. They just need to play around this instead of forcing these uncomfortable objectives.
And now, yeah, they're going for Baron, but the Darius is there. They have no vision whatsoever they've got one measly blue ward at the blue buff, and that's it. I don't think they take Dragon fast enough here. Graves and Senna aren't the best objective takers. Trundle is, but Trundle just gets poked down massively. Oh my word! And he's not even building MR either. He's going for armor. He does have the Knight's Vow, which is good. Standard second item for Trundle jungle. Annie opting to go for the Morello's second item, looking to stop that healing coming from the Yuumi. Annie has got caught massively. Annie, what are you doing there?
She is greedy.
That is weird. She knows that 2 of her team is in the base, and now companions just get a free mid turret. They know that the Trundle isn't here. They know that Graves backed, and Graves is heading topside for some reason, looking to pick up that farm, and the Zig's doing huge damage, nearly
The
dying
Lich
as well.
Bane popping off for the Ziggs.
And now the Trundle's looking to follow up, but I think Trundle's bitten off more than he can chew. He does have flash away though.
Alright, they are going to disengage here. They don't have any tools to chase after. The Annie did kill herself, so there's no Predator Annie coming around anytime soon.
That was another big misplay coming from the companion or from the Wolves of Fate. They had this massive lead, and companions are slowly tearing away at it. This Ziggs is a monster. Darius is a monster, and if they can stall this game out, that Vayne is going to be extremely difficult to deal with.
Assuming she plays around not getting one shot by Annie, yeah, she will be a problem.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's going to be a standard Gwynsu's Annie flash ult. Annie at this point here, she just kills anyone. That's a bit stupid, but there's not really much counterplay to that whenever you don't see she's coming. I guess Ziggs shouldn't have been there, but whenever you flash, use Predator,
You just start looking for a tombstone to buy when you see that.
Yeah, you don't really get out of that. So smart. Well, what is quite smart here is that the Graves is still moving towards the top side of the map. Graves does have the TP advantage over the Darius, so Graves should just be looking to push out lanes and then go into the fog of war and maybe farm up a little bit, because although we've talked about the Vayne being behind, Graves does only have one item, is going for a Bloodthirster second item.
Yeah, Graves will be going for that healing build. There's a really notorious build of Graves where he just builds completely healing and just abuses the lifesteal of his passive and just survives fights.
I would say that if you wanted to build something with healing, then just go Fiora this game rather than Graves. But yeah.
Graves heals more. You'd be surprised.
I have never tried the healing Graves build. With a minute left to go for this dragon being up, teams should be looking for vision around it, and it seems to be relatively even vision. Certainly, companions have vision of their own jungle, can see if anyone's pushed up. However, the wolves do have vision outside of the dragon pit. No one actually has vision inside the dragon pit, which is interesting because of that terrain change from the mountain soul or from the mountain drake. Can we see how many souls the Senna now has? I would say that if she doesn't have 100 souls, then she's 110 souls. Senna is going to be healing for so much here, and no one gets away from her either.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. I can't remember. There's so many different things with the Senna. Like you get bonus lifesteal, attack damage, all this other stuff. They are looking for a fight here. The Vayne seems to be caught out. Oh my word! Even Cleanse doesn't get her away from it. And with a 5v4 here, they should be looking to continue the fight. Right now, the Ziggs are just going to keep poking out the Wolves of Fate. They should just be looking to force a fight.
Yeah.
Ziggs
is looking to play it slow. He has the Yuumi support and is just there to start chucking some bombs into this dragon pit. With the Darius getting ready to go in, he has to go.
There's the soul secured.
There's the Yuumi engage.
Yuumi though, Yuumi's doing damage. The Darius is doing damage there, but is rooted. And at this point here, Darius is going to struggle. Darius is healing a lot though, but he's stunned.
He has the
Yuumi's
Yuumi.
dead as well. Oh, the Yuumi's on him. Okay, I'm just going to leave him. Oh,
Ziggs.
the Ziggs. Oh, Senna. Oh. And TP coming from Annie here to try to secure the kill on the Darius. I would say that now the Wolves should be looking to transfer this into a Baron, but Annie has decided to go in. Annie, you do not win this. Annie, you do not win this at all. That is a big mistake with the Graves now going in as well.
Why?
They're
all dying.
Have we switched to solo queue?
It looks like it. You know, I thought he was gonna survive for a second there, but it just doesn't matter. That human assist, they're just gonna pick up the kills.
That was tough to watch there. Darius should not be doing that against a coordinated team. That was a big misplay. And now we see companions are actually looking for the Drake now. Both junglers are up, and Jarvan surprisingly has a level lead over the Trundle. So this should be companions to lose.
The Trundle has been slacking in the farming department. This Jarvan's being around all these fights, soaking as much XP as he can, keeping to those jungle routines. But Trundle, I can't honestly say what he's been doing the past couple
Trundle
minutes.
started off really well and just stopped, and there's the Jarvan taking the Baron. That's a big bit objective there. That's really going to stall out the game, because I think that there still is some agency here for the Wolves. They can they can certainly win the game from this still, but the Baron's going to really steal it out, or lengthen the game out. And I've just realized there now, yeah, that actually it wasn't Soul. The Zig stole the Baron, or the Drake, and that is a 3 Drakes for the companions. That's a big turnaround for a Jarvan that's 1-6.
Even though they are still behind in gold, they are hitting the point in their comp where they're gonna start coming out ahead with their champions.
And finally, at 31 minutes, Vayne has got the Bork Winsus. At this point here, I don't think the Maokai can really survive fights if the Vayne's able to hit the Maokai. Yumi's got the Ardent Sensor, and the Athenes is going to be doing some massive healing, and Ziggs is going for the Rabadons now. This Ziggs is going to be an absolute monster. It's going to be very difficult to deal with the Ziggs.
Oh, this Darius has Spirit Visage now. Oh no.
And building Stoneplate, I believe, next. That Darius is going to be difficult to kill. I still, although Darius is doing well, I still don't get the Ghost pick.
The Ghost just enables these team fights to happen. Darius is just a champion who really just relies on being able to stick onto opponents, and with the low cooldown of Ghost and the pressure it does bring you, it was very much needed for him to keep up relevancy in team fights and smack the Graves' butt in the top lane.
Oh, but if he took TP though, he would just push
What was the
out top lane.
teleport? Hello? Okay, you drunk?
Wait, what? Maokai TP'd? Did Maokai TP to lane and is now backing? No.
Okay, just TP'd from the mid lane.
Maokai's having fun.
Oh, well.
Okay.
At
Oh,
their base.
oh
Maokai's
okay.
having
I
lots of
didn't
fun.
even see that. Maokai's enjoying the TP. That's interesting. Maybe he's going for some kind of like bait, making it seem like he might have TP, but he doesn't. But that's that's like 500 IQ. And really, we're getting to a point in the game now where this is going to be very interesting team fights. Team fights are going to be on a knife's edge. Both teams really do have big power spikes. The Trundle looking to go on the Vayne, but the Vayne, like the Trundle can't do anything here to the
Oh,
Vayne.
that's it!
Annie-
Oh, Annie,
And
no!
he dies like to 1Q and an E, and then just the ult to finish it off from the Ziggs. That's huge. That they cannot fight this now. Annie has rushed the Spellbinders as well. Really interesting. Vayne is, like, albeit we've been slating Vayne all game, but is back in the game, and that Trundle can't do anything about it. Trundle using the Blast Cone, looking to get on the backside here. Oh, they have got a
Oh
pinch here.
no,
They're looking
the
for the
Ziggs.
Ziggs. That's big kill on the Ziggs there. Big Senna Shield going on to the Trundle. The Graves got a double kill now.
Let's see the
Jarvan has
power
one
of
here.
Darius. Let's
the
just see
Darius-
the power.
The Darius is in, and the Darius is just doing huge damage. No one can kill that Darius. Maokai's doing his best, but he really can't do anything here. Senna trying to get the Maokai out, and the Trundle decided to go in again. The Archer's looking to oh, Yumi heal. Wow,
Yeah, this game is over.
this is I don't see any. Yeah, there is no Grievous Wounds coming out from the Wolves of Fate apart from Bramble Vest on the Maokai. They really need to get something that's going to stop with the Darius and Yumi healing here, because it is far too much already.
I want to touch up on just like how bad things went for companions, but them still coming out on top because of the Darius. The their entire team, especially the Ziggs, were just out of position, playing very greedy. You know, I see sleeping there making fun of the Lich Bane, which is of course a weird thing to be building into this game. But the problem is just the Ziggs being very greedy to throw out that poke damage, misusing the W that he really needs to rely on to not die there, and just ultimately just ends alongside with the Vayne. But the problem with this is, even though the Ziggs and the Vayne were the whole point of their draft, because of the Darius is being so fed with the soul being picked up for them right now, you know, as things are still going on, Darius is just, he can just 1v9 now. I mean, like, you just mount that Yumi on top, it's like, you're fighting a world war at that point, man. He just kills everything.
This was Wolves' game to lose. They had a massive lead and they should have won this. And there we go. There's the Darius and the Yumi going. They're chasing after the Graves. They're just gonna do lots of damage here. They don't even care at this point. They just keep going in. Darius can survive long enough to.
Yeah, Darius does not need his team for this. He can just run in.
He survives long enough. Vayne's in. Vayne's doing damage as well. The Senna does nothing to that Darius, and Darius is just like gonna heal it all back up. And Darius has the stone plate as well. Darius is going to be super tanky. There's nothing he can do, or nothing the enemy team can do against this Darius at this point.
Jason, you need to start saying goodbye to your points.
Yeah, Trundle can't go in. The big beefy tanks, Trundle and Maokai can't go in. I don't really get Trundle's build too much. The jungle item and the Knight's Vow, yes, are standard. Zeke's Convergence is not a standard item for Trundle jungle. I don't really know what he was trying to do there. Maybe trying to pair up with the Annie or the Senna a little bit, but he just means he is not tanky enough to deal with anyone, and it's really showing here. And that's a second Baron coming right from the companions, so that they now have Mountain Soul with 3 Mountain Dragons. That Darius is tanky. Can I see how much armor and MR the Darius has?
Too much. Just seeing the items he has, he should be having like roughly 200 something armor and like 180 MR. Maybe
Yeah.
like, wait, no, 180 is too much MR. Or wait, no, it's not, I'm stupid.
No, he doesn't. No, because with the Spirit Visage and the Stone Plate, yeah, like you get a lot. And now, just to put like, I don't really know why, but he's taking Executioners. He's got 198 armor, 173 MR.
Ooh, I like guessed that pog.
That was good. That was good. Like that's unkillable at this point. He also has 3.3k health. There is no way that the Darius dies here. If Darius dies, like I'm not going to give you anything, but I'll be very surprised.
Ah, I see.
And now they're playing the waiting game, waiting for waves to push up, and then they can force fights. Someone should be mid though, to bring the mid waves up. Zig's just taking a free turret on the top side, and it looks like they're looking to push through the top side of the map. The Darius is on the Yumi, and really, Wolves should be looking to fight this now because they shouldn't be fighting without the turret.
They're just walking into all of those Ziggs bombs too. They're getting all that poke gone. And the Darius should be able to just run in with Ghost. He has the Yumi on top of him. He has the shield from Mountain Soul.
He has the Baron buff as well.
Well, just run in, you know, what's a fountain? I don't know.
At this point, Darius doesn't care what a fountain is. So we see here, they should be looking to end. I don't even think they need to have mid lane turret down, but I guess they're just looking to kind of show off a bit here. Darius does get the Maokai. Maokai, like, although he's super tanky, he takes like 75% of his health down, and that's after one siege. There's just another mini wave coming up here, and they should be looking to take the turret now with the Maokai back. Ziggs just takes turret like it's nobody's business, and they're just going to take another inhibitor just as the top lane wave is crashing as well. They should be looking to bring that in, and no, okay, they're not. They're just going to back off. There's no objectives on the map, so there's no need to actually back off here. They should just be looking to end, but I guess they want to spend their hard-earned gold and make sure that they don't lose it. That they just want to see it out cleanly. And you see that Wolves of Fate are really struggling to clear these minions. There really isn't much wave clear on their side. Graves has gone for his lifesteal build, really struggling to wave clear. He's just finished his third item, whereas Darius is about to finish his build. Annie has rushed the Oblivion Orb and then gone for Spellbinder and is looking to finish off the Leandries. The Senna has got 4 items. Senna should be doing a lot of damage, but it's whether she can do enough damage to kill that Darius before he kills her. Although Senna does have a good bit of like peel for herself. She does have the slow on her Q. She does have the stun with her W, and she does have. Oh, but there's a big fight going on. Darius is in the back line. Annie is behind on the Ziggs.
Ooh.
Annie just get.
She can't even kill him anymore.
And Darius is just standing there.
Wait,
He's
they're not. Oh, wait, there's the healing. Oh!
so much healing, and now that Darius has got the ult reset, he just wins these fights. He's going to ult onto the.
The Darius played that really well, actually, being able to get in with the Q, assassinate the Senna. Got a lucky crit there, too. That looked very Gucci, very good. And the game 1 is finally coming to an end. This game took way too long to finish. They were so ahead.
That took me by surprise. I definitely think that this should have been Companion's game to try to win. But hey, you know, they won it in the end, but they did not. They shouldn't have won it with the deficit they had.
They were able to delay the game with help of Ziggs and Team Wolf, so that ends up working out for them, and they just come back with the superior comp. We can see here from the graphs, even though the Darius was the main star of the show with the Yuumi humping back onto him, you see all the damage coming from the Ziggs. He keeps spamming all of that poke. Everyone keeps walking into it, not respecting it, so he just completely bombards them with damage and poke. We saw multiple times how much value he got landing 3-4-man ultimates every time. So he just racks up the damage charts there, and that's why he's on top.
Yeah, Ziggs played that really well. I really liked the Ziggs pick in the end, just poking down damage. There's no way Wolves of Fate were able to get on top of the Ziggs.
Yeah, he did play the lane surprisingly well. I was expecting him to clown it up and die early game, but he did play towards the champion's strengths. He played safe, and apart from the Lich Bane and the Dragon Pit mispositioning, he played this game rather well.
So, although be a relatively small minor detail maybe, but you see that Graves only bought 4 control wards and the bot lane only bought 6 between them. Vision is a huge thing, and if there's not enough vision coming out, the support should be buying a lot more control wards, but 3 is not good enough. One thing you'll see from really good supports in this league is that they will give up items and gold just to buy control wards, because vision is really the reason why teams will win.
Sure,
and that should bring us to at least a very small break. Quickly just having a look at what is going on. Why is life running in the background? Stop, thank you. Yeah, so surprising or not surprising depending on how you have voted, but yeah, if you have a look at the stream chat right now, you should be seeing that the blue side did indeed win with only 28% of the betting going to their favor, so that should mean a lot of payout for you boys.
I did not bet into this, so a lot of payout for them. Jason, good job giving them free points.
Indeed. Love spending my points for you boys. 47 viewers as well. Welcome everybody to Connecting Esports live stream here. It's the TG Platinum playoffs, of course, the quarters number 1. There will be later on another quarter happening, and let's just look at what Sherlock says. Also, they are requesting a 10-minute break, so you start at 20:30 again with the next game. Means you guys have now 10 minutes to grab a little snack, a little drink, anything you want, basically, to make this even more entertainful. Because right now I think it is already entertainment. Let me head over to our beautiful lounge. And in our beautiful lounge, we will update the score as well as give you guys the countdown to when we are going back live again. With the beautiful voices of Krolox and Desi Boy. So until then, see you guys soon. Listen to the music. You can continue to have your chit-chats going on Twitch chat, of course. We're not shutting anything down. But at least when it comes to voice, we will take a small break as well, as the players do right now. So see you guys in exactly 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, welcome back everybody here to the Connecting Esports live stream. We do have a very exciting game coming up here. It's going to be the TG Platinum playoffs, of course, the quarterfinals between Companions and Wolves of Fate. And Companions actually pulled ahead with 1 win here. And this best of 3 series, so 2 more games maximum to come to your way. I believe both teams are here. So let's have a look if they're ready for the virtual draft. Also, Colox, did you have a chance to get the link from Challenger Mode and get in?
Oh, I haven't even tried. Can I get it from Challenger Mode?
Yes.
The lobby will need to be fixed, but it should be possible for you if I'm in here.
Oh.
Yes, and in the meantime, we will take over real quickly as an immediate draft and then give it back to you.
No, I can't get in. Code's invalid.
Yeah, right now, no,
Yeah,
right now it's full. We will fix that later.
Okay,
Let's now
cool.
focus on the draft at hand here, as you guys can see.
Could I get a draft link?
In a second as well. As you guys can see already, Vega and Zach and Caitlin already off the table so far. Let me just quickly. As you have the draft link.
No.
Oh, that's a big for Vega. You guys never read chat, I mean.
Broken.
Okay, there we go, boys. Have your draft link.
Thank you.
Let me turn on the music a bit more.
Yeah, so standard bans coming out from Wolves of Fate's last game. They banned the Zac and the Vigar. Caitlyn ban coming from the Companions again, but looking to ban the LeBlanc. We have had a substitution actually in the mid lane, Esmeralda coming out, replacing Rattel, the Annie player, and there's the Yumi ban. I think that's a smart ban. Honestly, I think you can deal with Darius with champion picks, but Yumi's just really frustrating. And Companions battling the Vel'Koz as well must be really rattled by the sub coming through. I have been told that he is very good LeBlanc player, very good Vel'Koz player, but there are a few other champions that he can bring out. Wolves of Fate.
Are you with us? Sorry, just to ask.
Hello?
Are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, okay, it sounded
There
like
we
you
go.
died.
Pick Lee Sin.
Lee Sin coming through first. So I do know that Cedrian plays a lot of Lee Sin and solo queue. I think at this point here, Wolves of Fate should just be looking for comfort more than potential like easy team comps. And there's the Rek'Sai standard counter into Lee Sin. I think both champions are really good early. Both champions can do what they want. And the Lux coming out. The Companions got looking for another really, really safe mid laner. It worked for them last time. Wolves of Fate weren't able to take advantage of that. It'd be interesting to see if Wolves of Fate are maybe looking for something that can take advantage of the Lux, or are just going to play standard and maybe look to let their mid laner scale as well.
So, knowing from the last draft and what these people play, the Lux is a comfort pick from Team Companions. However, I really don't like it being picked into the Lee Sin. It's just allowing herself to be countered really hard by anything aggressive from Team Wolf.
Typically, like I wouldn't say they should or people should try to blind pick their mid laner, especially whenever you have red side and you have a guaranteed counter pick. And there's the Corki Hovered. I think that's a really good pick here, because Corki early really doesn't have much damage and might lose early a little bit to the Lux, although both champions can poke quite well. But Corki scaling is ridiculous and will be a real difficult problem post 25 minutes.
So they're just choosing to play the slow scaling champions with Corki into the mid lane. I kind of don't like seeing this here. I would have loved to see a Syndra here. Syndra does really well into these immobile matchups, denies the Rek'Sai charge as well. Overall allows them to win any 2v2 skirmishes. But Corki is chosen here, safe option, reliable scaling, and the Shen will be picked up with the...
Yeah, Shen, really, really good pick as well. I think it's a good blind pick jungler to to make. It also means that Wolves of Fate are going to counterpick the bot lane, which I think is really good for them. Last game they really went hard on the bot lane and won. And this time, if they get that counterpick, then they can just look to like push out companions. And the Shen also works really well with the Lee Sin. Lee Sin looks to dive into the enemy backline. Shen ultimate, he's got a ridiculously high shield and can just do what he wants.
Taking some time here for the next pick. They will be going for the Mordekaiser into the Shen. Pretty good answer.
Really
Being
good
able
answer.
to deny the Shen.
Yeah. Really good answer there, because both Lee and Shen want to dive in on people, and Mordekaiser's really good against melee champions. So I think that's a really good pickup as well. And Mordekaiser's just a really strong champion. Banning the Maokai, I think Maokai is one of the best the champions right now. Really tanky, really like guaranteed CC, and AoE as well with the ultimate. So I think it's a really good ban coming out. Although I wouldn't have maybe picked it into the Mordekaiser.
I mean, with their top laner already being picked, if you're having fear of the Maokai being picked up here, I would rather see a Senna ban over a Maokai.
I don't know. Senna really only works with the Maokai, so I'd maybe say that Maokai could be a better ban, because really anything can work with it. But I mean, I banning either one just means that you don't get that lane, which proved to be too much for companions in the early game last game. Soraka coming out, there's a Soraka ban coming out as well. I don't know if that's a complete target for the Wolves of Fate, or maybe they just don't want to play against the Soraka here. Maybe they got something planned and Soraka completely ruins it. We'll see.
Just sitting here waiting for these bans. So far in the second ban phase is not really what I am hoping to see here. So,
The
now
Zaya ban
that's
hover, banning Rakan instead. That's interesting. I'm not too sure how the Zaya Rakan goes right now. Certainly, Zaya Rakan as a duo are always going to be super strong. But we do know that I've seen here that the Zaya has been played with Rakan before. But I think things like Zaya Leona works really. Zaya with any kind of like CC support works. We see the Lulu being banned as well. So really going hard in that support. That support lane bans. With 5 bans coming out towards supports here, so really looking to, or supports will really have to go down in their champ pool list to find something that will actually work here.
So now the question is, do you prefer to secure yourself that support with all the support options being banned, or do you want to pick a strong AD carry here? Much of the relevant AD carries are still open here. You have Leona will be picked.
Yeah, I think here Leona was the strongest pick for either team to have here. So I think that normally I would pick the ADC here and get the counter pick on support, because support like means more to the lane early. But right now the best pick is Leona, and certainly better than any ADC pick. So picking that now is a good shout. And it'd be interesting to see what they go for in advance, or in response. The Morgana is still up, but isn't great into the Leona. It goes for the Twitch. So it seems to be they're giving up lane already, and with the Lulu and Soraka gone, I'm not really too sure what they're going to bring out with
Well,
the Twitch.
you'll have to see an enchanter support here, but with all of them being banned, you're pretty much only left with Nami or
And Janna
what other
maybe, but
supports? Yeah,
neither
Janna, I
of these
suppose.
champions really go well into the Leona. This seems to be a really
Janna goes well here, but we have to see if they do end up going for it. But it
uh,
seems to be a
Shen
Shen support.
Okay, I like that. I like that flex there. That's Charlotte coming up with a Silas top lane. I'm not too sure how the Silas Mordekaiser lane works, but I definitely think that Mordekaiser does well here, simply because Silas is going to be a squishy AP player or champion, and Mordekaiser does do really well into melee. But now here with a Silas with a Twitch Shen bot lane, really I think anything can kind of go with the Leona here. The MF's open, which would work really well into this comp, especially with the Leona in laning phase, or maybe going for the Ezreal instead. Okay. Ezreal's a strong champion, but I'm not too sure if they need to be too concerned about being safe. But each of their own, I guess.
In the right hands, the Ezreal AD carry can be a very effective champion for both poking and having a safe lane. However, I would have rather seen a Varus or something along with more range and harassed than the Ezreal.
Yeah, something with a little bit more lane like priority. Would have been better in my opinion. But still some really good scaling from both teams. From Wolves of Fate, we've got the Corki and the Twitch, really good late game. Silas, really strong too. And from Companions, we have the Ezreal and Lux. Both will be pumping out a lot of damage. In this game here, though, I think, I mean, I do really like Companions draft this game. I think they have edged it in the draft. I just think there's too much. There's a lot of engage coming out and follow up with that. The Rek'Sai and the Leona work really well together, and then the Mordekaiser can kind of just like walk up with them, and especially whenever you have like immobile carries, like or carry on the Twitch and the Corki. Once he uses the W, really doesn't have that much, and will be looking to dive in rather than actually sitting in the back line.
I see both drafts here as being pretty equal. Each one has their own cores and strengths and weaknesses here. But mostly it's going to revolve around Companions early game. They have the lane priorities for the mid lane and bot lane. I mean, I'm pretty sure Corki Lux stays pretty even early on, but there comes a point where Corki is just not able to handle the wave clear of Lux.
I mean, both champions really good wave clear, but Lux is just too safe that like if Corki even begins to move up, an E will slow him down, and it will just be like Lux with 3 items landing even a split second of her E is going to be a lot to deal with for the Corki.
Right.
But we have gone into the actual client.
Champion selection, yes. And with that, as always, boys, you know the drill. Cloudbot posting the lovely message that the betting has started. And now, once again, you have a chance to redeem yourself for the last game, because we had a favoritism coming over here, like 70% betting from Twitch chat onto the wrong team, because they did lose the game. So now is your chance to redeem yourself. Make sure to drop your exclamation mark bet, and then either side you think is victorious this time around, as well as the amount, anything between 10 and 10,000 points, will be able to be betted. And so have fun, bet away your life. As long as you don't bet away your grandpa, I am happy.
Thank you, Jason. So, Daz, what are your thoughts in this game? Who do you think is going to edge it out? Just looking at the draft. Cool.
I think Daz choked.
Daz
something.
might be dropping.
Wait, hello.
Okay.
Am I live?
Yes, you
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, great. So I believe in this game, I'm still left here undecided. I mean, I'm assuming that with the mid lane substitution from Team Wolf, they will have a competent mid laner. But despite this, he is being put onto the Corki. This does restrict him in being able to pull off anything into the early game. He is kind of forced here to play safe and farm it up, while the Rek'Sai and Lux will be able to impact the map. They do have the Shen around level 6 with the Silas, so depending on what goes on, if they're able to handle the dragon fights when the Rek'Sai and Lux do eventually force those things to happen, is left unknown. So I'm left here undecided with it being a 50-50.
50-50. I'm looking at what comp I would prefer to be part of, and I would much prefer to be the Rek'Sai than the Lee Sin here. The Lee Sin's going to have to do a lot of work to really get the Wolves of Fate through the early game here. There's not really much follow-up play for the Lee Sin, so you're going to have to see some fancy footwork. But he is a Lee Sin player. He plays a lot of Lee Sin and solo queue. So I think that if anyone's going to do it on a champion, it's Cedrin on Lee Sin here. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do if he can kind of do stuff around this Rek'Sai, who is a natural counter pick into him. There isn't really many lanes for him to work around here. The Ezreal is way too like good at dodging for him to do anything in bot lane, and Leona is super tanky. And in top lane, I don't know if I want to gank Mordekaiser as a Lee Sin Shen, honestly, or Lee Sin Silas. So it'll
Early
be interesting to see what he
on,
does.
the Lee Sin Silas should be able to handle the Mordekaiser. What I'm mostly wondering around is if the Rek'Sai should opt to hover top lane to either gank or answer the Lee Sin gank, leaving a 2v2 fight to happen. I don't believe they win this due to Silas Lee Sin being both two Conqueror champions that just are able to output so much more damage than the Mordekaiser early game. So I'm expecting the Rek'Sai here to be sitting the bot lane, at least for the first path. So
Definitely.
we'll just have to see whether these things work out for them or if we see more Fiesta plays.
Oh, well, they'll 100% be Fiesta place this game. I'll be sad if
Yeah.
it isn't. But
I mean, that's
definitely, I think the Rek'Sai should be sitting ball lane here. There's too much CC coming out from the Leona Rek'Sai for Twitch Shen to actually deal with. So they can just get a lead down there and just force the Twitch back. Same as game one, except flipped. Force the Twitch back and just so that Twitch can't do any damage whatsoever in these big team fights.
Wolves are once again picking a comp that just want to sit back and scale during the early game. The Lee Sin is going to be responsible for trying to clean the early game so they don't lose too much. But the problem here is he doesn't really have much options of where to gank. No one really assists him in his ganks. The Lux and Mordekaiser are going to be his prime targets for looking to set up ganks with their laners. However, with the options, besides with the Silas being a great setup, there's not really much for this Lee Sin to do but to make sure he's there to answer those ganks from the Rek'Sai.
I agree, and I agree so much that I'm putting on my first bet of 3,500, my whole channel points. I think I don't even know how many points I have actually. But I just put
Exclamation mark points and you find out.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's find out here. I got 4,910.
You can just do then exclamation mark bet and then blue all, and then you bet all of your points away. Then you book.
Oh, it's red I want here, so
Oh,
I'm
then
gonna
red,
red.
sorry.
Oh, I'm rich.
All.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Okay, I put all of my bets on red side, so companions better not let me down. Group A needs to stick together. Oh, it's just this here. Also, it's like that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, I put the bet on now. Both casters go in a red. Interesting.
Yeah, I do believe, like, once again, companions are having the easier comp, the draft to use. You know, I'm still regretting betting here in the first place because both teams show that anything can really happen. But I'm going to put my faith again that companions are going to be able to use their draft. They had the easier one to use this time. Last time they did have the slower one, so maybe this time they can pull it off.
Let's have a look at the splits actually. So right now it is looking like the splits are very, very one-sided. 100% going towards the red side. So everybody is believing in companions to finish off this series 2-0 cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, game one was a real struggle for Wheels of Fate. They had the lead, and then they just seemed to drop off massively. And going into this game, companions have that mental boost going in, knowing that they came back from a deficit to beat them, and now have a better draft in both casters' opinions. So this will be a tough game, I think, for the blue side, for the Wolves of Fate.
Alright, Lux's toaster is finished with the toast, and we will finally get into this game.
Brilliant. I'm seeing here the Twitch has gone cleanse, really respecting that Leona. But again, it's going to be a struggle because the Leona does have 3 ways to CC him, and the cleanse can only do 1. So this will be a tough game. Although Leona has decided to go for the exhaust, not really wanting to go too aggressive and look for those like early kills. We see a standard fan coming from the Wolves of Fate, whereas the companions seem to send the Leona and Rek'Sai together, and they are looking to walk up here. They don't have any vision, so they're just getting a river ward there, so they know where the or whether Lee Sin's gonna walk up to mid. I don't think that's a very useful ward, but they are just looking to drop it. Go back and get that red ward, which is a great jungler trick. Any junglers in the chat in solo queue, if you do that, you get some early vision in the river. You go back at your red ward. It means that you can look for an invade maybe, and no wards will actually pick you up. So little tips there.
This Twitch is definitely going to be behind opting for the cleanse summoner spell for this early game. I actually don't believe this is something he should have gone. This is very counterintuitive for the Rek'Sai. The Rek'Sai will still be able to go in, knock him up, do the damage, and Twitch will have no response for any defensive summoner. No exhaust, no heal, nothing for him.
Yeah, I don't really know why the Shen would be looking to go aggressive here with the Ignite. It might just be an oversight, or maybe it's just Rady thinks that game one was a walkover, and we'll look to do the same in game 2. So we see both junglers starting the bot side of the map. Rek'Sai taking the Gromp. Lee Sin opting to go for the Gromp second as well, going red Gromp, which is interesting. I'm not going to question it because I don't play Lee Sin, so he probably knows better than me. But both junglers, same pathing, looking to go buff, Gromp buff, looking for that level, like that quick level 3. Leona with an interesting engage. But looking to try to get that dominance over the level 2 advantage. Both junglers looking to finish off their camps, and
so Rek'Sai did choose to hover the Mordekaiser here, so he will be here in time for the Lee Sin. However, I don't think he's actually aware, so we're gonna see him unexpectedly finding the Lee Sin. The Sylas will respond first with him having the better priority for where the fight took place, and he will actually waste his flash, not getting the kill, and now they will be put into this bad situation.
Mordekaiser can just keep chasing here. But the Sylas does get the first kill. Rek'Sai follows up. The Lux is moved for the Corki here, and the Rek'Sai does have Hail of Blades, so will do lots of damage early. That Rek'Sai and 2 kills is going to be difficult to deal with now. Especially the Lee Sin will be behind both on farm and XP. Although Rek'Sai isn't looking to do the Scuttle Crab, this is the problem that I found with Companions in Game 1, is that whenever they took an advantage, both Wolves of Fate and Companions, is that they would get an advantage and then just go back to doing nothing, whereas Rek'Sai really should be punishing here, looking for the topside Scuttle Crab, and because bot lane's moved in, look for bot side Scuttle Crab as well.
And that's just something I also wanted to touch up with what just happened into the top lane. Even though it did not look clean from either party, they still win the fight just due to the Corki being picked in the mid lane. Luxus will have the priority to answer what's going on in the river. The Mordekaiser, despite being pretty weak in the early game, if he is able to stick with his passive and conquer stacks, he will be able to put up with an extended fight.
I really like what Leona is doing here. Leona is just walking up, getting that vision in the bot side jungle, making sure Lee Sin cannot touch them whatsoever, ensuring that they get the bot side Scuttle Crab. And Lee Sin, if I was Lee Sin, I'd expect Rek'Sai to have taken the top side, so probably won't be looking to actually walk up there and will be surprised. Rek'Sai does go for a gank in bot lane. Leona didn't engage early enough though, so they're just going to back away and see nothing of it. Mordekaiser with a 2-level lead in the top lane though, that feels bad for the Sylas here. And Sylas will have to back, or he's going to stay, and I mean, he doesn't have a flash, it's not worth it. He does have TP, Sylas should just be looking to back and then TP back to lane here.
With the Mordekaiser being put in such a good position, he doesn't really have to worry about anything else into this lane. So as long as he's able to avoid those ganks, he will come out on top. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a fight will be taking it down with the exhaust being used from Leona, as well as Flash.
So that was a really good trade for the side of Wolves of Fate here. Leona being really low on health and wasting 2 summoners. Now the Rek'Sai is bot lane here and there is no wards. Rek'Sai should just be looking to go in now. He does know that there are flashes up for the bot side. Shen just giving up his life. Ezreal with a flash away. That's a waste of a summoner spell.
Ezreal does panic and will still come out with the kill.
And whilst all this
As
is going
in-
on here, Lee Sin is just taking all of Rek'Sai's jungle. He's taking the topside Scuttle Crab, which Rek'Sai should have taken, as well as Rek'Sai's chickens, or raptors, and the Krugs as well. So Lee Sin is taking a lot of stuff from the Rek'Sai here, and Rek'Sai isn't looking to do anything about that other than just what? Well, he's looking to take the chickens. They won't be there, Rek'Sai, and now he's looking for a gank on the Corki.
The Mora is being put in a really awkward position here, with the Lee Sin still thinking over going over for that gank, but will ultimately back off and just keep to his jungle route.
With Mordekaiser now at level 6, I would call that lane ungankable. I don't think Lee Sin kills the Mordekaiser one-on-one, and with Mordekaiser's ultimate, he can just split up that gank massively and kill both Lee and the Sylas individually, especially with Sylas being behind. And I think is going Rod of Age's first item here, standard for Sylas in lane.
Ezreal will be cancelled out from this recall as they're forced to take an extended fight here. Ezreal does not want to be here anymore and will be continued to be denied.
Twitch is looking to move down here. Corki does have the move first, and they know that. That's where they're backing off. Locks at the TP back to lane. And now Wills of Fate do have the priority over the Drake. Knowing the bot lane has the back, Lee Sin should look to go for the Drake here. Instead, he opts to just passively farm, go for his Raptors instead. I think he should be forcing here. He knows that the enemy bot lane is backed. He knows that Corki can push out mid lane, as it was already pushed out. And Rek'Sai hasn't shown yet, so probably is farming, so will be weak, as we can see. So he should be looking to do that, but instead is just looking for that level 6.
Something I want to talk about here is that team companions are not looking to take any dragons right now during the time where they need to act fast. Within the next minute, Corki will obtain the Corki package, with the bot lane beginning their level 6. So they're going to be forcing a fight in the bot lane, having the level 6 advantage from the Ezreal. Nothing will really happen after.
The Ezreal there is playing really, really safe though. Aiming like horizontally rather than actually like using Arcane Shift forward to try to get a kill.
Should be looking for Dragon right
They
here.
should be looking for Dragon here. Again, they've seen the bot lane's backed off. They don't have any vision on the Lee Sin, but like I think they do win the 3v3 fight here, even the 4v4 fight. With the Lux just having far too much CC. Mordekaiser is making Sylas's time really awful. He also Sylas, and Sylas
Oh
will
no,
probably die
rest in
here.
peace. Oh.
That feels bad. Sylas is going to really struggle in this lane now. Interestingly, Ezreal decided to not go for the tier first, but is actually going for the Sheen. I don't really get that. It used to be a thing where you'd rush the Triforce on the Ezreal, which it always worked out better, but I'm very sure right now the best thing is to start stacking your tier as soon as possible.
You are right, but it seems, however, Ezreal did want to have some early aggression with the Rek'Sai in mind. You know, they want to be able to control the early game. Ooh!
Lee Sin
Wait,
with
that
the
doesn't do
intellect.
anything though, yeah.
Lee Sin nearly dying. Rek'Sai's come in looking to trade it, and Rek'Sai does have so much damage. And
They're
the
gonna
Ezreal's
be
leading as
caught
well.
over here.
Ooh,
The Shen ultimate
is
will be
ulting
coming.
in as well. I don't know about that, Shen. You might die as well here. Rek'Sai has left the fight, and the Ezreal is down, but Rek'Sai is still fighting and has healed so much.
They have no damage.
That was an interesting play there. A lot of good awareness and TPing down, coming down for the kills. But in the end, I think that was a win for the Wolves of Fate, and a 5-0 Rek'Sai is, whew, that's gonna be tough.
Oh, sure, look.
Sylas, you're really going aggressive on someone you can't fight with right now. And there's
Oh,
Sylas
Wait,
does
these
have backfill.
rotations.
A lack
Alright,
of communication
miscommunication there. Yeah.
Yeah, Rek'Sai had given
So-
up and Leona ulted in.
I want to point out the good rotations that did happen from them moving over to the mid lane to prioritizing something in the top lane. They are being very proactive with their champions and abilities during this early phase. And that is something that Wolves do have to watch out for. I feel like in the mid lane, they should have just took the L, you know? You have Corki, you have Twitch, no one really has anything yet, you know? You kind of just have to take the L, don't force anything.
Companions are definitely looking much better this game. I think they definitely started off a little bit lacking in game one, but they've come out to play now here. They're really forcing behind the Silas. The Rek'Sai is super far ahead at this point. The Lee Sin's really going to struggle. Although we did see that, like, Lee Sin is a champion that if you're mechanically skilled, you are still relevant, and we show that in mid lane, getting the insec on the Lux. However, it didn't really amount to much because Rek'Sai was nearby. Mordekaiser going in for another fight. Silas still does have flash, but he'll just force Silas out of the lane now. That's really tough for Silas. I would not want to be in this matchup right now.
And all that healing just vanished.
All of it's gone. And the thing you have to remember as well is that Silas was picked into this matchup. Sherlock wanted Silas into the Mordekaiser. So either something's gone massively wrong, or Sherlock does not know the Mordekaiser as well as he should do. And you see here that Rek'Sai went for a gank, but Lee Sin was there to match it, so they're just going to back off. They have the vision advantage. Red side around the Drake. Drake is up in. How do I get my Drake? My things up again?
In around 1 more minute, the next Drake will spawn.
There we go. It didn't have that up. There we go. Yeah, 1 minute 10. It is only a Cloud Drake, which meaning that we will get a Mountain Drake or an Infernal Soul. I'd love to see an Infernal Soul here. I think that if Companions can keep up this work, an Infernal Soul on the Lux and the Ezreal is. That's bad. That's really bad for Wolves of Fate. Lee Sin looking around bot lane again.
Wolves are just looking to force anything they can. It sadly does not work out with the bot lane. The Ezreal is just too safe of a champion for them to force anything. You know, the Shen can't really do anything without flash because it's just too obvious when he wants to go in for a taunt. So they're just really able to respond with backing off, and Companions are just left here, not prioritizing any farm, any resources. They need to wait for those scaling. Corki still needs to get that Trinity Force. He's not quite there yet, but it's pretty close. So they just need to play around these kinds of elements. Dragon will be up soon with the Corki package not too far behind its way. So if they find any way to delay this Dragon being taken away, I'm pretty sure the Corki can respond with the package plus Trinity Force.
So this is really bad back timing for Corki here. The Lux can come down here. Twitch is underneath half health at this point. He cannot fight, and
start the Dragon.
Companions have complete river control, and they're still not starting Dragon.
They're playing really so scared.
They need to be a lot more proactive here. They know that the Corki's back. They know that the Twitch is half health. This is whenever they go in, but they are looking to go on the Lee Sin. The Shen does land a taunt, but the Lee Sin's dead. That Rek'Sai is far too ahead. Silas is TPing in. The Corki package is used, and he uses it to get out. Exhaust on the Corki from the unit, but they're going to leave him. Rek'Sai is just melting everyone here. Mordekaiser in the back line. Is just going to take away the Lee Sin. And now there's the Shen. Silas is doing work though, but Silas might die here as a nice flash from the Ezreal. And at this point, Silas just dies and is a free Drake for the Companions. So it is another Mountain Drake as well. This will be really good actually for the Leona and the Mordekaiser. Not so good for anyone on
both teams actually took like 20 years deciding what they were going to do. Lee Sin did get caught up there, so as soon as Lee Sin gets caught, you know, that's it. You know, Corki has the package, there's not much to do afterwards, you're too far behind. Mordekaiser TP was used, Silas could have stayed, continued the split push, looking to trade for that Dragon. But yet, they continue to force these really awkward fights, and that just leads them to go further down, further behind.
Yeah, the Lee Sin being 0-3 at this point is tough. I don't think they want to fight here against the Corki. The Ezreal doesn't really do much damage yet. He does need the Triforce and the tier to be stacked in order to really do some damage. But he can keep poking. Unfortunately, Corki with the Triforce is going to poke a little bit harder at this point. There's the Mordekaiser again. Just going to keep hitting that Silas, not giving Silas any room to breathe whatsoever. Got a 2-level lead on the Mordekaiser, the 2-level lead on the Rek'Sai. It's this top side of the map is very, very difficult for.
And they just get all the objectives here too.
And they're just giving it up as well. Silas is back laying the farm. Lee Sin's just going to take his jungle up, try to get some levels back, and bot lane swapped up the mid. Corki's heading bot lane to try to get some farm. Twitch has built that Bork now. Bork is a really, really strong item after the buffs a few patches ago. Twitch doesn't really need 3 items to be relevant though. He'll need the Runan's Hurricane and the Infinity Edge now to be a force in team fights. Until then, Ezreal just gets free stacking up of the tier and gets to build his Triforce. And really, they'll come to similar power spikes, or they come to 2 items at the same time. And as for the 2 items, is a lot more terrifying than the Twitch. Rift Herald was popped top though, interestingly. Lux and Corki just going to fight it out in bot lane, and as we were saying earlier, the mount movements from companions are just much better than the Wolves of Fate in this game.
On top of this Rek'Sai being fed and being able to make all these plays onto the map, they still have the Mordekaiser, who no one from Team Wolves will or is going to be able to handle as this game progresses. So this is just a really bad spot for Team Wolves. They're trying to force all of their resources for this Corki and Twitch to scale, but it might not happen fast enough.
I see the top lane has a 50 CS lead. That's tough. Even jungle 20 CS lead. Like the level leads are far too big here. Silas and Lee can't trade with the Rek'Sai and the Mordekaiser. At this point here, Lee really just has to be some kind of like.
Oh, rest in peace.
The Lux flash, the Lee flash, that's difficult. Oh, and
he ulted the wrong person.
The Shen ulted the wrong person. Oh, that's tough to watch.
Yeah, you just surrender at this point, man. You know, save whatever dignity you had left.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a Shen, I'd be tilted. Let alone the Lee Sin.
Now he's about to take a visit to the gray screen simulator.
The Rek'Sai does far too much damage. He's so far ahead. Silas is getting some good trades on the Mordekaiser though, with huge healing. Mordekaiser does have the passive, and Silas is just going to die. To be fair, Silas is behind, but still able to trade with that Mordekaiser.
I don't see it that way. Despite the Mordekaiser coming below half health, he still has the Conquer and passive, not to mention the items, you know, Leandri's is such a strong item on him, very impactful for those extended fights, which Silas is just no longer cut out for due to these huge deficits on farm and just experience.
So Mordekaiser is going for a Hextech item second, yeah, going for the Hextech Proto Belt. Really good, just because he doesn't have any dashes whatsoever. Means that whenever Silas decides to use the E to dash, he can also dash as well. So really good pickup there for the Mordekaiser, relatively immobile top lane. And Drake's coming up in 20 seconds. Silas is heading top. As soon as Silas is seen in top side of the map, that's whenever the companions can't just look to start here, but he actually is pathing down now rather than going top lane, so we will see a 5v5 fight here.
They are getting ready for this next dragon to be taken, pressuring the potential Earth Soul coming after this dragon.
Both ADCs are mid, although the Ezreal doesn't have the backup of his team there. Lux does land an ultimate, or a Q. Leona does miss her ultimate, but that just drives the Wolves of Fate off for the Drake, and that is a third Drake, and that really puts a timer on the objectives here. Either you give up the Soul and you take Baron, or you give up the Baron and you try to take a Drake off the
you have cleanse.
Companions.
He doesn't know he can cleanse. Wait, he somehow manages to survive. I
Well,
spoke
no,
too soon.
Rek'Sai's coming. Rek'Sai does have smite.
Oh, the hero.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's worth, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'd say the cleanse is more worth than the flash, but Twitch hasn't died yet, so that's fine.
So they are going to start rotating to this bot lane. Another Corki is forced to play safe with the flash being taken down as the Fiona aggresses onto him.
And see here, there are level differences opening up now in the mid and ADC role. Both have a 1 level lead over their counterparts in favor of the companions. Okay. What I don't like here is that the companions aren't sweeping through the jungle. They are just expecting that the jungle isn't warded, and vision is really key. And if they keep making mistakes like this, they will eventually die. And as we saw in game 1, like teams can come back from massive deficits. And we see them now. Baron is up currently. Lux is bot side, just getting that blue buff, looking to back. And now the companions are just looking to transfer that vision from bot side up to the top side of the map. They can just brute force this here. There's nothing, I don't think, at this point that the Wolves of Fate can do. There's a 6.5, 6k goal lead in favor of the companions, and it is on currently all the right members. Ezreal doesn't need anything early, the Rek'Sai does, and that's a 7-0 to Rek'Sai. See you later, Lee Sin.
And hello, Baron.
Hello, Baron, indeed. They don't even need to be concerned about where the enemy team is at this point. It seems to be that okay, they were pinging the mid turret, but instead they are actually looking to potentially try to force them off this. However, they don't have, or the Wolves of Fate don't have a smite, and Shen is just dying to everyone there. Leon is just attacking off everything.
This is just the final fight before the game gets closed out.
This is tough. There's not really much that the Wolves of Fate can do here. This game has not gone well at all for them. At this point, all the companions need to do is just take their waves, push them out, and force objectives. Force these turrets. Get Drake is up in 155. That gives you 1.5 minutes to really force out lanes. Try to get potentially the mid inhibitor turret and inhibitor, and then rotate that pressure into the Drake, where you should get a guaranteed soul. And I don't really know what Wolves of Fate do here. I don't see a world where they come back into this. I don't think Corki will do enough damage soon enough, or the Twitch. Ezreal has a fully stacked Mura mana as well as a Triforce, whereas Twitch, you know, has got 2 items, but really isn't doing as much damage as the Ezreal is. Plus, Ezreal has a Quicksilver stash as well, so Ezreal is super far ahead. Does have a 1.5k gold lead. Mid lane's got a 1k gold lead. Jungle has a 3k gold lead, and top lane 4k gold lead. This is tough for the Wolves of Fate.
They're just wasting Baron right here. This is just such a huge cheese strat, you know. Mid lane is, you know, just sitting there, slow pushing, but you can start pressuring, use the time of the Baron to close out this game.
I really like it whenever teams do that. Whenever teams like try to do like party bush, it's whenever they're behind, not whenever they're ahead. It worked out here, but that's just because Lee Sin hasn't respected at all this game and have too much damage. But typically, whenever you're behind, you would like to do that. Whenever you're ahead, just force.
So it does work for them. 2 people start walking up, and rest are forced to back off. So they will be able to prioritize the inhibitors. Maybe seek to take out the soul if they can't finish the game right here. You'll just have to see how hard they push.
Neither team seem to be too proactive, so I'd say what they're going to do is they're going to take both inhibitors and just look for the soul at this point. Yeah, they're pinging the soul. Yeah. They're looking to go for that, and just rather than maybe give up some kills, just close out the game slowly.
Slow and steady wins the race, I guess, here.
Yeah, well, it seems to worked out for them this game. So why fix something that isn't broken? And really, all companion or Wolves of Fate can really do is try to clear vision in their own base, which which feels really bad. I'm just going to get resets here. Baron will be finished, but that soul is going to be huge on both the Rek'Sai and the Leona. They're just going to be tanking so much damage here. Like, Rek'Sai, quite honestly, has been my MVP in this game here. He's really carried.
I will agree with you there. Because of the Rek'Sai's actions for being able to counter gank the Lee Sin, the Mordekaiser was able to develop to become a monster in the top lane, further putting the Silas behind as no one can really mess with him. Him being able to secure those objectives, secure extra kills, just him being a fed menace just allows them to do what they want while denying Wolves of Fate to move away.
And they're just taking everything from them. Lee doesn't even get his blue buff. The 3-level lead coming in the jungle, 2-level lead in topside. Corki has kept up in farm with the Lux, to be fair, but it's just too little too late. Corki really needs 3 items to be relevant, and has only just now got the rapid fire cannon. See, companions are looking to close out the 3rd inhibitor here. They're just waiting for minions to come. Ezreal's playing super far up, but he can do whatever he wants at this point. Landing Qs left, right, and center on Silas. Silas just dies. Leona does go aggressive, but she's too tanky to actually do for anything to actually happen against her.
They are going for the 3 inhibitor push. All the minions are crashing in. Can they finish the game here? Or are they going to continue to play it slow?
They should just be looking to end here. They've
Yeah.
seen time and time again that they can't just win fights straight up.
They have the tankiness, they have the damage, they have the minions. Just close this out.
Twitch is in the queue. This is whenever you want to look, but I mean, they don't even get a chance to engage. Twitch is going, but Rek'Sai instantly jumps on the Twitch. Twitch flashes, doesn't get away from the damage. Ezreal does land an ultimate, and everyone's dead apart from the Lee Sin and the Corki. Neither can really do much. Corki's just playing around with the Mordekaiser in the side lane. Lee Sin does show off a little bit on the Leona, but unfortunately it's not enough. And there we go, companions. See out both games or game 2 with relative ease, game 1 with a huge coming back from a huge deficit. And not gonna lie, that did surprise me.
Well, that does conclude our quarterfinals number 1 for today. And as you guys can see, that puts companions at a 2-0 advantage over Wolves of Fate, so concluding the best of 3 in their favor, meaning that they move on into the semifinals to face Team Fox, I believe. Let me just check before I tell lies. Yes, exactly. Team Foxes versus the Companions is our first semifinals that has been determined, and the next one is played right now. So the quarterfinals between Team XD and Gestalt Entity is already running. Game number 1, and whoever wins there will face the Prodigies lineup in the semifinals number 2. So just to give you once again the overview of what's happening, we'll show the standings later on, but now let's have a look at the damage graphs. So Des, what do you see?
Well, not surprising, the Mordekaiser was the one main damage source, putting out constant damage onto the Silas, fighting basically at every single time, while everyone else is just there poking out with the Lux and Ezreal, and the Rek'Sai going in for just the right engages. So high damage from everyone. As we saw, no one from the Team Wolves was able to come out with any leads. No one won their lanes. Everyone was just farming, surviving, or getting caught out. And that just led to really bad scalings for these champions. They did end up forcing extensions for objectives where they needed to trade, and that just leads them to very low damage, no gold leads, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean that was a difficult game overall for the Wolves of Fate. Once Rek'Sai got ahead in that early fight on the top lane, he just was able to force out the fights constantly against the Lee Sin, force Lee Sin behind, and just gets stupidly fed. And although he didn't do much damage, he was definitely doing a lot around the map for his team.
And that should conclude, at least for now, our beautiful little excavation here into the TG Platinum League. If you want to have a look at what is going on for the rest of the week, make sure to head over to our Discord. It's discord.me/connectingesports, and then have a look at the Steam schedule channel right on the top of the server. Most likely, wait, is that still viewable? I actually checked the permissions of that. Yeah, everybody can see that, so make sure to head over there and have a look at it. Then you can see our whole streaming schedule and who's going to be casting the rest of this week. So every day one stream at least. Make sure to tune in. I think there's even 2 streams on one day, Saturday exactly. We have maybe semis and finals coming too for the TGD and the TGP. So yeah, if you're interested in our course, anything else, just follow us on our social medias. Give us a tweet, post us a link, anyway, whatever you want. And of course, mention us in all of your team posts. Congratulations to the winners of the bet. Of course, the red side was winning. And I believe that concludes our stream of today. So thank you very much, Mr. Kolox and Mr. Desi Boy, for joining us today. We should be doing an interview, but I am not 100% sure if they're still around. It looks like they already left, but maybe I'm mistaken. Let's find out. If they request an interview, we are around. Okay, perfect, because I didn't see a single Gestalt fan in... not Gestalt, sorry. Companions fan in the Twitch chat. So we can do actually one interview. I hope you guys have at least 1 or 2 questions towards them. And then whoever feels ready to join our waiting lobby and get questioned by Detective Daz and Officer Kolox.
Yeah.
I have the authority. Ooh.
Sometimes...
I am new here, so I'll yield my any authority I might have had to you. So we've got Sander and
Yeah.
Kaz. Sander,
Hello.
is there top
Hello.
laner? Hello.
Yeah, let's start with who are you? What did you play in the game? Which role? And then people on Twitch that actually know what's going on.
Well, I was the Darius and the Mordekaiser.
Okay, so we have the top laner coming through here, Mr. Sander. And support. Okay, very informative here. Support coming through. Yeah, both of you guys welcome and congratulations on winning. And I hope Des and Kolox have at least something to. If not Twitch chat, make sure to post your questions. We will direct them towards our fellow people in this channel right away.
Well, the question we are all wondering for my friendly top laner here is, how is your back, man? Is it good?
You know, I do this daily, so I'm used to it.
Oh,
It
so
doesn't
you
hurt
have
at all.
those back gains. Nice.
Yeah, true.
All right, and how about you, Mr. Support? Were you happy on the champions you were forced to play, not forced to play?
I feel very very safe when I was Yumi on Darius, so it.
Oh yeah.
I just spam my E and heal, and yeah, second game level 2 I inted a little bit with my E, and sometimes misplay, but they don't punish me.
Of course, man. No one can stop the aggression, man.
The jungle and ADC are also in the waiting room.
Do they also want to join?
Yeah, the jungler is very good. He 5-0 early, so.
Oh yeah, of course. Is he the
He
DPL,
was very
right?
nervous at the beginning, but now.
For the Rek'Sai?
Yeah.
All right.
DPL is Rex.
I'm gonna pull him in here
Yeah,
then.
let's make
to
an
ask him some
exception and
questions.
pull them in. Normally we just do 2 people, but hey, why not 5?
Hello.
Hello.
So I actually have a question for the Rek'Sai right away. This was something that I like semi-predicted during the spectator delay of what the Rek'Sai wants to do. Were you planning on matching the Lee Sin gank due to how obvious it was for him prioritizing top lane, or was that kind of
I knew he
unexpected?
started red buff, and I wanted to prioritize top lane, so I moved from blue grump to red. And I was kind of expecting him, but not like so earlier. Like so
Oh yeah,
early.
yeah. Because when you did end up getting caught there, it did seem like a surprise when you found the Lee Sin.
Yeah, I was expecting him to come after the gank, or like maybe a little later, but not so soon.
Of course, but in the end, it does work out. You guys have the stronger 2v2 matchup, and you guys were able to secure those kills there. Was the Lux pick a comfort pick, I believe, right? Is
Oh
something
yeah,
you
yeah.
play a lot?
We can ask him. He's in the waiting.
He's in the waiting room.
Okay,
Oh!
5 manning
Oh,
already.
he's not in here.
Another one.
All right, another.
Wow.
Hello, mid
Okay.
laner.
Hello.
Hello. So, a question I'm going to repeat again for the stream is the Lux pick.
Yeah.
It was picked in the basically, I think, almost right away, either first or second pick. I don't remember if it was first pick or not, but is it something
That
you're
was my
comfortable with?
idea.
Or
Yeah,
second pick.
yeah, I'm comfortable with Lux because I play.
Oh,
Oh,
Up,
okay.
he-
He plays the,
died.
the disconnect. That is very interesting.
He pulled the Daz. Cool.
oh,
cool.
we can hear him.
You back?
Yeah,
No.
can you hear me?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Well, continue.
All
Sorry.
right.
You play Lux
All right.
because?
So
Oh,
the
yeah,
Lux was
sorry.
comfort pick.
I play Lux. I don't mind if I play Lux first pick or last pick, since I almost can I don't mind the counter of me because I almost won make Lux always. Doesn't matter what champ it was.
So you weren't worried about any counter picks with the
No,
Lee
not really.
Sin?
No, I was not really worried about anyone.
Ah, I see.
Be confident.
Well,
Okay.
in the first game, I knew they will ban Lux and probably Veigar because I main him the most. And besides that, I
Here.
can still play Nico and Six if needed. So that
I
was,
see.
Six was a good
Yo,
pick
yo.
there.
Don't give away too many picks, okay?
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm
careful.
writing them down
No,
right
no.
here.
Tell us
right?
everything. We are interested. Keep going.
Yeah.
Careful, wait,
I'm
next
using
roller,
we play
Syndra,
Timo top.
yeah,
Timo top.
amazing.
Ivan jungle.
All right, and of course the AD carry. I mean, I can't leave him out of the questions as well. The Ezreal pick. I was actually kind of curious there why you didn't choose to go for something like a Varus. Were you trying to play around the Sylas stealing the ultimates, or is just Israel's is something like a comfort pick for you as well, where you're not respecting the laners, you're not respecting the enemy team?
You
What
know,
was the decision behind that?
yeah, I think Ezreal was a good pick, like, cause they didn't have anything to get on me. Like, I could easily dodge the Lee Sin Q and the taunt from Shen. And yeah, it felt good, like, to have some poke with Ezreal, and then you have like Lux who can bind someone. I can follow up with an ulti, or yeah, it felt good to pick here.
Yeah, of course, Ezreal is a very strong AD carry. You can basically pick him at any point. It was just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
All right, Krolux, Mr. Officer, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Do you have any other questions for these people?
I think that's a no from Colex.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, I was muted there. Honestly, my only question is what happened game 2, because or not game 2, sorry, game 1, where game 1 you really came out not really doing much, and then suddenly about halfway through you came back, and really from there onwards it was your series to lose.
I guess we as a team just the mid laner joined a couple of days ago, so we haven't played much with him. But we were just scared and made we had better decisions. But when we reached the mid game, we finally got ahead of ourselves, I guess. And just
Yeah,
started
and
making
Yumi
better
late
decisions.
game also.
Started playing to our strengths.
Yeah, fair
Nice.
enough, fair enough.
Another thing I
It
want to
also
point out.
helped that they entered the Darius as well.
Well, yeah, that we saw sadly. But another thing I want to point out, since we have reworked beautiful little Discord and the roles. So as I can see right now, since you actually joined our casting lounge, I can see that some of you guys don't have the members role and some other roles. So if you would not mind pressing on that button to see all the channels, that would be very favorable towards you. It's just a little bit of a heads up as well for the stream. Everybody who's watching, just make sure to head over to our information channel and our roles channel. We have changed everything, and all of your member roles have been removed. So if you want them back, just click on that little icon, and you'll be able to see the usual general channel and all of this good stuff where we meme around and flame people, for example, for feeding a Darius.
Oh god.
Oh no.
But yeah, congratulations on the win. That means you are playing now the Team Foxes in the semifinals. You have been seeing these guys in the other group, most likely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't seen them. Actually, we saw them in the group, but we didn't see them play or something.
We scout them a little bit and not more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We try to get as much information about the
are you
team, so-
fearful or are you confident going into that series?
Always,
Yeah,
always.
yeah, of course. And I know they have like 0 losses in the group stage, but like I think we can handle them. Like if we play like the second game or something, like I think we can beat them.
They need to scare
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to be best of 5 instead of a best of 3. Do you think that will have an impact on the series so that, like, after, let's say, a best of 3, it's easier to not get adapted? Like, for example, the enemy didn't have time to adapt to your strategies. However, in a best of 5, you kind of run out of comfortable picks after, like, 2 games. So, do you think there's a higher chance of you guys actually having a closer series, or will it be a clean trio?
I think there's a
Probably-
closer series, but
yeah,
yeah,
closer.
'cause everyone can come out with some spicy picks and strategies. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess we'll have to see that.
That sounds fine. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys play. Let me just confirm the date again. So it's the TG Platinum semifinals number 2. That is on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, at 6 p.m. CST.
No.
Wait, TGP semifinals Friday? Yeah, second semifinals. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
No, that's correct. Yeah, okay. Don't make me doubt there. Holy. Oh yeah, that is correct. Friday, 6 p.m. CST, we'll be seeing you guys on screen again. So best of luck until then. Hope you guys practice and are prepared. And yeah, hopefully we see you guys in the finals if you continue to perform as well as you did today.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Yep,
Okay,
thank
thank
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Tudum. Okay. That does conclude the stream for today now, finally. After having a bit of a... Yeah, normally they are like screaming, interview in Twitch chat, so this time they did not. That's why I was like, maybe they already left. But yeah, interview done. That's once again, colleagues, once again, thank you for your contribution. You know what I mean.
But yeah.
And much love for staying here with me and casting the best of 3. This was like a nice welcome, I would say, to Qualux, because it was a short series of a best of 3. In the best of 5, you will learn what voice problems are and how they make you vanish, make your voice vanish throughout the series. But yeah, also Daz, make sure to grab some snacks for the best of 5, because I know your energy is going to run low after game 1 already when you see these plays.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah,
I
until
mean-
then, best of luck and thank you for casting, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Very welcome.
You're
Um,
welcome for having.
Yeah. If you
Ooh,
guys have any other feedback, then for example, that Cleanse does not remove Mordekaiser Ultimate, make sure to flame them in Twitch chat or send them a personal message in
flame
general
me.
chat.
Flame me.
Yeah, but as you guys said, thanks so much for watching, and everybody, have a great rest of the night, and see you guys next time.
That honestly still blows my mind. I always thought it cleansed it.
Oh yeah, and as the tradition requires, of course, we will have our beautiful song. Des, can you guess?
Wee woo.
No, that is for when there's a reverse sweep.
Oh.
Game 5.
What music did we play here? Dubstep. I'm assuming it's some dubstep thing.
I just always lose the crab emote. Where is it?
Oh, you're pulling. Oh, it's the crab, right?
There's the crab
Whoa.
emote. No, there it is. Thank you,
It's the
Shio.
crab.
What's the link for that? I always lose that one. Put your crabs in the air, boys, because this is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. As always, live on Connecting Esports, Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube Live, as well as our other socials. Make sure to check them out. Bye bye.